Check, check, check. 1 2 1 2. Just have a quick intro song for you. And we'll get to some news stories. Hit the thumbs up. Thanks for being here. Let's go.
In the life of. So,
Have the mic on the piano quite low. There's just keeping it like maracas, you know. You know those old pianos. Okay, well, now. Sugar Bum Fairy, Sugar Bum Fairy.
I read the news today, oh boy, about a lucky man who made it great. And though the news was rather sad, well, I just had to laugh. I saw the photograph. He blew his mind out in a car. He didn't notice that the lights had changed. A crowd of people stood and stared. They'd seen his face before. Nobody was really sure if he was from the house of war. I saw a film today, boy, the English army had just won the war. A crowd of people turned away, but I just had to look, having read the book. I'd love to tell you. 4,000 holes in Blackburn, Lancashire. No holes were small. They had to count. Now they know how many holes it takes to fill the alcohol. I'd love to tell you.
Sheesh, that song's intense, man. Good morning. That was the Beatles A day in a life. What's going on, everybody? Top of the morning to you. Let me just quickly check and see who's here with us. Thanks for joining us this morning. I've got a handful of news stories for you. What's going on? Let's see, Queen Moomin. Let's see. Queen Moomin was the first one here. Tennis Ball Teme. What's going on? Good morning. Diesel's mom is with us. Welcome back, Joe. Tracy with an E. Good to see you. Headstones is in the house. Headed to work, I bet. What's happening? What's going on? How's everybody feeling out there? It's kind of cool here this morning in Pittsburgh. 53 degrees. Let's see here. Let me get some music going. I've got a couple of stories for you. I think pretty much the last piece of the tragedy in Washington State. And then I think we just have to move on from that until the investigators do their work. I think it's going to be a couple of days, but I do have one last video to share in the way of showing the victims of that tragedy. And then I have some interesting stories. And then we're going to do a bunch of feel-good stories this morning too, because yesterday was a bit heavy. I think there's enough tragedy in the world. We'll look at some funny stuff. Bunch of animal stuff today as well too. So a little bit more lighthearted. You know, we're not hunting terrible YouTubers this morning. We're just showing some news stories. Headstone says it's 44 there. Damn. It's not quite that chilly here. F that. Let's see here. 44. What's up, Marie? Good to see you. Good morning. You guys know I'm nursing a bit of a cough, so if I'm muting just half sentence, that's why. 75 where Tennis Ball Temi is. Good Lord. Yeah, I'm looking at the 10-day forecast for Pittsburgh. It's going to be rainy and hot as hell. I'm not really looking forward to it. But what can you do? Can't fight nature, man. Well, you can. You just end up looking like a crazy person. Get some background music going here. Hopefully at an appropriate level. Let me know if the music is too loud in the background. Por favor. And if you don't know, we'll be doing this every morning at 7 o'clock Monday through Friday. So that's 10 live streams during the week, and then during the weekend it's sort of a free-for-all, whatever's clever. If we have a chance to pop up and do something fun in the meantime, like screen snipe some bad YouTuber, we can do that too. But as it stands, 7 a.m. News articles and recaps on what we've covered in the days prior, and then 5 p.m. drama. I know you guys love the drama. I wouldn't argue the fact that I'm probably better at the drama stuff than I am at this news story stuff, but you know, that's how we grow. That's how we learn new things and get out of our comfort zone. Tennis Ball Teme says it should reach 90 later today. Yuck, gross. It does feel kind of humid here, even though it's 53. So I don't know. I didn't even look to see where we're headed today. 75. That's not bad. 75 is nice. I can deal with that. Although 75 with enough humidity can feel kind of nasty too, but good morning, Oki says, hey y'all, without power storms. Oh no. That's the worst. I think my power may have gone out last night because my clock was flashing when I woke up. I wouldn't have noticed. Okay, so the first story I want to get in today, this one's, well, actually, here, let's do it this way. Let's look at the one last video I'd like to share. I don't think there's going to be a press conference in Washington today. I think that's, you know, all the victims have been recovered as we discussed yesterday, and now it's time for the lawyers and the investigators to do their thing. So let's start with that, and then we'll get into much lighter stories. I'm excited to share this story in Brooklyn, and I'm more excited to hear what the heck you guys think. Like, this could be anything. You'll see. This story could be anything from a fight club to international terrorism. It's almost impossible to tell. But I do have some interesting video clips. Just bear with me for 1 second while I pull up my thing here. There's we won't be discussing any mystery Legos or any Lego anything here today. Sorry if that's what you're into. There's plenty of people out there covering stuff like that. Shane B is in the house. What's up, my friend? Top of the morning to you. Yeah, it's too early for that kind of weather, tennis ball. Jeez. All right, bear with me 1 second. I'm trying to put something together for you guys to make some sense of all these missing scientists from the air and space programs. It's too all over the place. I mean, I can give you a rough outline, but I want it to be more understandable. So give me just a couple of days to put that together. I've been working on that. I've compiled the list of all the scientists' names. If you don't know, there's a bunch of scientists that have gone missing or ended up unalived. Some of them by their own hand, and some of them just still missing. And everybody's talking. Is this international meddling? National security issue, or is this just like a bunch of coincidences? I mean, it's ranging all the way from like janitorial staff all the way up to generals. So they did find one of them yesterday. Yeah. But I want to do that all together. I just want to let you guys know that's something that's coming up later this week. It's just going to take. I'll be honest with you. Yesterday was a lot. I mean, I was live too much, and I didn't have time to put all that together. I may have to do just one a morning show specifically about the missing scientists, because there's a lot of misinformation. There's a lot of exaggeration, and I think there's some connecting dots where there is no connecting dots. But on the other hand, there's also like, undeniable something funky going on here. It's over a dozen people now, so it's very odd. But we'll get into that later this week. And as always, and I urge you guys, if there's a story local to you that's interesting and you want to talk about it, please email me, and I'll see if I can fit it in there. I know some people get frustrated with me because they're like, show this, and I don't always do that. Let me see here. I'm trying to find my playlist. There we go. 1 second. Oh, no, I don't know what the heck's going on. How come it's not? It's pretty obnoxious that I can't find it. I put it in my playlist and now it's not there. Maybe I put it in the watch later playlist. Let's see here. Give me a second. Could be. Oh, also, if you guys are into documentaries, you have to check out Ken Burns' new documentary. Actually, it's not that new, but it's on YouTube now. Episode 1 is on YouTube as of 7 days ago. It's The American Revolution by Ken Burns and PBS. Excuse my language. Fucking amazing. Like, I put it on way too late last night, and I was like, uh-oh, I'm in trouble. Ken Burns is a genius documentarian. He's been at it for a very long time. He's done Vietnam. You name it. And he makes it, the second you press play on his documentaries, I just become captivated. So it's like, I can't find the video I'm looking for, so please bear with me 1 second. Full disclosure, I didn't wake up until 6:30 this morning because I was too comfortable. Let me see. So bear with me. I know I shared this with a couple people yesterday, so let me see. And also, we're going to cover some good news stories. I get some funny animal stories and things like that. Let's see. Where is it at? I'll share the link to that, to the Ken Burns documentary. It really is good. I mean, I think it. What the heck? I can't find what I'm looking for. I know I sent it to a few people. There was a really nicely done video that had like short bios of each of the victims. I wanted to show that, but I can't seem to find it right now. So bear with me. I don't know how long ago I looked at it. See, sometimes I hit save to watch later, and then it's not there when I go for it. So I don't know what the heck I'm doing wrong. Maybe it's different on my phone than on my computer. Hold on, let me see here. I mean, hey, I'm not Barbara Walters over here. Let there be no mistake. Let's see, playlist. Maybe it's just on. Maybe it's saying no. It shouldn't. I don't like it. I don't like it. No, sir. Give me 1 second, guys. And my background music stopped. I feel like I should be fired. Let's see here. There we go. Man, it sounds like somebody's running a friggin' chainsaw out there at 7:18 in the morning. It's like, hopefully you can't hear that. I made the tragic mistake of popping over to see Voices, or I don't know, what do we call her, fucking cousin Ange? I don't know what everybody's calling this woman. I don't know. I made the mistake of popping over there. Just saw that she was live for a very long time. I turned it on and she had this plate of, I don't know what it was, dude. What was that? I took a screenshot and sent it to a few people. And I was like, can you tell me what this is? It's easy to talk shit, but you know what? That lady went out to the grocery store, got ingredients, went home and cooked, and did it all live, dude. Whether you like her or not, it's hard to argue with the fact that that's content, and there's not so much of that around here. So you just have to be careful what she says, because it might shock you. All right, bear with me, guys. I can't find the video I'm looking for, so I'm just going to quickly search for it here. I know for sure I watched it, but it was yesterday sometime, and your boy watches a lot of videos. Here we go. I found it. Okay, so this is, again, a local news report from KATU News. So we're gonna get the sad stuff out of the way here first, and then we're gonna have more lighthearted stories mixed in here today. Yesterday was heavy, as you know, if you were here. Okay, so let me share this with you guys. Again, this is Longview, Washington. The Nippon paper mill. There was an implosion last week of a containment tank that was holding this chemical that they use in the processing of paper making. And who knew they used such dangerous chemicals? In any case, there was some type of breach of the frame of this container, and it imploded, and 11 lives were lost. Investigators are there, chemicals everywhere, dead fish in draining dishes, families bringing forward concerns that their relatives were complaining about safety issues. I mean, a true catastrophe. Let's see here. Let me get this in a position where you can see it. There we go. So we're going to start with this one. Please hit the thumbs up, and I'll be pausing to give some commentary here. Goes without saying to please be respectful in chat. This isn't a drama stream. This is lost lives. We have to show some respect here if we can.
News.
As of this afternoon, our office has recovered and identified all 9 missing individuals.
Breaking news tonight, the mission to recover the bodies of employees who went missing after Tuesday's blast in Longview has come to an end. This afternoon, crews pulled out the last remains out of the Nippon Dynawave facility after a tank carrying hundreds of thousands of gallons of a corrosive chemical imploded on Tuesday. The recovery of the final victims brings the confirmed death toll to 11. 8 others are recovering from chemical burns tonight. And Washington Governor Bob Ferguson has ordered flags at all state agencies be flown at half-staff to honor the victims tomorrow. Meantime, Longview's drinking water system remains safe. The State Department of Ecology says the effort to clean out the city's slough is progressing as well, although the harmful chemicals are not yet totally flushed out. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining us for K2 News at 11 tonight, everyone. I'm Barry Mangold. With the recovery mission now complete.
Good morning, Barry Mangold. What a great name. Is that a real name? Is that a broadcaster name? Hello, I'm Gary Mangold. As they just stated, the drinking water is fine. Nothing to see here. How comfortable would you be drinking the drinking water there right now? As we know, many of these chemicals made their way to the Columbia River, which is a source of drinking water for the local population. So I'd be drinking bottled water. It's not like bottled water is really good for you anyways if you want to drink pieces of plastic, but definitely better than white liquor, or some kind of caustic chemical. But you tell me, how comfortable would you be drinking the water? Like, we've learned this lesson in the past where the authorities say that it's fine, and then they're like, whoops, it's not fine. So I think I would err with the side of caution and just, get some water delivered, at least in the short term.
Families of the 11 people killed and everyone connected to them held a vigil to mourn them tonight. 2 of the victims are siblings. Many of them are parents, and all of them are gone too soon. K2's Jennifer Singh spoke to some of their families tonight about who they lost and what they plan to do next.
Families and loved ones of the 11 victims in this week's paper mill blast finally getting some closure. The community gathering here Saturday night outside of the Nippon Dynawave packaging facility, making sure each one of those lives are remembered.
Tyler, 29. Dale, 54.
Pictures, candles, and prayers outside the Nippon Dynawave facility Saturday night.
I don't even have words to describe the pain that most of us are feeling.
Sporting blue and orange ribbons, blue for Longview and orange for mill workers. Friends, families, and community members honored the 11 mill workers who lost their lives following Tuesday's catastrophic chemical tank failure.
Our office immediately began preparing for what we knew would be one of the most significant tragedies our community has experienced since the eruption.
And just so you guys know, I do have some clips, or I have a video that shows a couple of the heartfelt speeches at that vigil. I didn't plan on showing it, but I think maybe I will. Let me know if you want to see that. It's tough stuff, man. It seems like, I'll just say this, it seems like a really tight-knit community, which is sort of a bygone era in this country. So even in this tragedy, you can see that there's really people coming together, which, some days you wonder if we're even able to do that in the most tragic times. Here's the answer. We are. So, that's the only silver lining that I see here. Other than that, hopefully they can really study what happened here. Using all of our advanced technology, hopefully we can determine what happened and prohibit this from happening to, any of our loved ones.
Of Mount St. Helens.
Just a few hours before the vigil Saturday night, Longview authorities telling the community recovery efforts have concluded, and all 9 workers who went missing after Tuesday's blast won't be returning home.
I've been here since Tuesday every day, hoping for him to come out alive, and he didn't. He was the last body found.
Saturday brought an especially painful milestone for the family of 58-year-old Norman Barlow, the last worker recovered from the site.
I expected that because of how he lived his life, wanting to put others before him, and he would want everybody else to be out of there before him.
Norman's family telling me he was just 3 months into the job and was set to get married in June.
He was just a giving soul, one of the souls that you cannot find like that, And like I said, he would do anything for you, and a great sense of humor. Wonderful man. Wonderful man.
Norman's family is one of several families who say they plan on seeking legal action, saying more needs to be done to ensure worker safety.
This should have never happened.
This is good.
There's a lot going on the way with lawyers and stuff like that. I don't see any value in reporting on that. As you can imagine, every family is going to be suing, and the company is going to be trying to protect itself. If there's anything notable as we go through the next couple weeks, I'm definitely going to be following it. But that's, to me, that's the trash side of the, humanity. So I don't feel any real value in showing that. But if there's something significant in the way of lawsuits or any kind of concessions made by this company in the way of claiming responsibility, I will certainly let you know.
Gonna take decades to recover from in our community.
Flags here outside of the facility remain at half-mast because of the tragedy. Families and friends here say they're receiving support from across the world as crews continue to figure out what exactly happened to cause this blast and to make sure it doesn't happen again. In Longview, Jennifer Singh, K2 News.
Absolutely tragic to hear from those families. We have an update on water safety in Longview as well. Drinking water in the city is safe. There is no threat to the water supply. Crews continue.
What do you think? I mean, be honest with me. Thanks, Shayna. Yeah, I figured it out. It takes me like 2 hours to wake up. So on the upside, I'm usually like really nice in the morning. So what's up, Chicana Army Brat? Welcome back. East Coast 08. Good to see you, my dear. Good morning, Sigma. Thanks for being here, guys. I don't know. It's something about, officials say that the drinking water is fine. It's like, wait a minute, dude. There's a bunch of dead fish everywhere. I don't know. I wouldn't feel comfortable letting my children drink from the sink if this just happened,
Flushing the city's drain system, officials are still advising everyone, including pets, to keep away from contaminated sloughs, dikes, and ditches, which are darker in color and may have a stench. Warning signs are up in those affected areas. If you touch any of that water, officials say to rinse off immediately. The Environmental Protection Agency and the Washington Department of Ecology says as of tonight, they've collected at least 200 dead fish from contaminated waterways in Longview. Those species include carp, catfish, and bluegill. Today, health officials said the contaminated...
I've been trying to wonder because I scour the internet about this stuff, and I've seen tons and tons of videos about this specific thing, the dead fish in these drainage ditches. I don't understand the value in sharing with us the species of these fish. I don't understand why it matters if they're carp or it could be that maybe different fish react differently to chemicals. Obviously carp are like bottom feeders. I don't know, but every single article, I don't know if they're just padding the story, but every single story gives me a descriptor of what type of fish it is. To me, it makes no difference. Sigma Shadow 6 says, Camp Lejeune, yeah, I was affected by drinking water contamination catastrophe. Yeah, a lot of people were part of that class action. I was stationed there myself, but it was a very brief time, just a few months, as I waited for my other training duty to open up for my slot. And it was after all of that. But once a couple of years later, that's when I started seeing the lawsuit. I was like, wait a minute. I looked at the time. I was like, oh, I definitely drank Camp Lejeune water, but hopefully they had it resolved. Or maybe that's what's wrong with me. Who knows? It says, I'm in a class action against the DOD, and I expect to see the compensation I deserve. And I don't expect to see it. Well, wasn't some of the compensation for that already paid out? I mean, there were even local commercials to me here in Pittsburgh regarding that. Very strange. What's up, Buckeye Trisha? Good to see you. Top of the morning to you. And I'm very happy I was able to get through that intro song without YouTube shutting me down. I mean, pretty risky starting out with a Beatles song. Whatever. Your boy takes risks.
Areas are shrinking. That water is being flushed into the Columbia River after being diluted to make sure it does not harm wildlife there. Anyone in or near...
See, I don't like that verbiage, man. It's being dumped into the water, which is a drinking water supply, after being diluted. Diluted means it's still there. It's just in a lower quantity. How about no?
Longview that sees something concerning in water should.
What's up, Georgia Peach? Georgia Peach, I was wondering where you were yesterday. We had a hoot. I'm trying not to mix up the drama in these news stories, but man, come back at 5 o'clock today. We've got even more.
Report it to state and federal authorities by calling this number, 1-800-22-BIRDS. You're asked to leave a detailed message with what you saw, the date, time, and location. And if
I wonder how many people are calling that number.
If you are looking to help victims and their families, there are several ways to do so tonight. Many of the families have created individual GoFundMe pages. Others have set up meal trains.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you guys, because let's face it, a lot of you have more experience here with YouTube and covering stories like this. How do I determine which donation links to share? I mean, yesterday I shared, the official one, but I don't know. It seemed like that's like being collected by the union. And I'm a bit weary of how that's going to be distributed. I suppose I can just share each individual families, but I don't know what's what. See, here's the thing. I would feel terrible if I accidentally shared like some scammers GoFundMe. Give me just a couple days and I'll try to sort that out. And like I said yesterday, I shared the official one, but like he said, many of these families have individual ones. So it's like there's 11 people. That could be 8 additional, fundraisers. I don't know how to navigate that. I'll be straight up with you guys. And I would be the first person to criticize someone else for not vetting a donation link. I don't want to get mixed up in any controversy. Georgie Pete says we're traveling with family. Oh, nice. Yeah, I mean, you really didn't miss much, but you probably have some idea. Yesterday was a lot of fun here at the Lemon Grove. I tell you that much. Even cousin Charlie got in on the action.
Asking for gift cards to buy food. You can donate money or goods to local organizations helping the community, like the Columbia Heights Assembly Church.
So maybe it would be, see, now even churches are taking donations. It's a lot, which is great news. It's so awesome to see all these people, just doing everything they can. I showed yesterday that every bar and restaurant in the upcoming weeks are having fundraisers. All proceeds go to the families. I just don't know how to navigate that. So let me sort that out. Maybe for the time being, if you are interested in contributing, just go to this. This is the local news channel. Go there, and they'll probably have a list. Actually, we can look here. Good morning, IML. Good to see you, dear. Shadow says, I'm leery of, excuse me, I am leery I'm leery of individual GoFundMe pages. Someone in my life had faked cancer and started a GoFundMe to collect $20,000. Thank God I was able to shut it down. Oh my God. There's this woman. She's wanted by the FBI right now. I'll show you. And strangely enough, like the only other person I've ever heard of faking cancer for money was a YouTuber here. And it's so crazy because this lady's from the same area of the country, the Eastern Division of Pennsylvania. This lady, boy, she put people through the ringer. She flat out, I'll show you. It's incredible. It's incredible how terrible human beings can be. But I mean, her story is next level, because if the FBI is looking for you, I mean, it was just an elaborate hoax and con job.
Local businesses are also organizing community fundraising events. We saw one today. We have a growing list on our website. That's KATU.com. And stick with K2 as we continue to track this situation, the cleanup, and what comes next after that Longview implosion. You can find our latest updates and all of our previous coverage on K2.com.
Stop. They have been doing a great job. I'm not going to lie. The local news. Let me get rid of this for some reason. All right, there we go. I hope you're doing well this morning, IML, fellow artist in the house. You know what? Let me show you that story, because so yes, make sure you keep all the victims and their families in your prayers. If you are feeling generous, maybe this week, Like instead of giving your money to some YouTuber that doesn't care if you wake up tomorrow, maybe donate a couple bucks to these families that are just, their whole lives have been turned upside down. Like I said, that community only has 38,000 people. 11 people pass away. The reverberations in that situation. What I'm trying to say is everyone's affected by this, whether they want to be or not. Hey, Crimson, whatever your name is, I'm just gonna block you from my channel. In the morning, see, we do news programs here. I show news stories at 5 o'clock tonight. That's when I'll do drama. So I don't want that violent predator's name in my chat in the morning. We're doing news stories. See, we're talking about loss of life. Not loss of self-respect. Dude, I read the news today. Oh boy, it's one of those things. Maybe come back another time. Actually, no, I just blocked you from the channel because that's inappropriate. That's how we handle things here. Maybe run along. So let's see here. I want to show you the lady that faked cancer. Very strange. Very strange. Exactly in the same part of the world as Granny's Watching, who also we all know also did that. Pretty wild, huh? I mean, what's going on in Eastern Pennsylvania that makes people want to scam other people? I don't know. But let me pull that up for you. You tell me, because this guy, he don't know. I think that's it. Here we go. Yes, and also I wanted to tell you that they're downplaying the number of fish. Are like, oh, some fish were found dead. We're talking 2,200 fish have been recovered dead outside of that plant. So definitely wouldn't feel comfortable drinking the water. Not at all. I don't know. It's not UA. It's just never mind. It doesn't matter. We're gonna keep it moving. It's just that simple, dude. What is happening here? See, every once in a while, what happens is YouTube makes an update in the middle of the night, and then I can't figure out what the heck, how to find my stuff. It's not great. What is this? There we go. Let me get rid of this guy. How you guys feeling today? Big plans for this summer. I'm trying to plan out my summer. I got a couple trips I want to take. I need to travel. This is the longest I've been stagnant in one place. I'm getting anxious to go somewhere. Good morning, Michelle says, I have some news. Can I share? Nothing but drama. Yeah, go for it. Share away. Share away. Or if it's something that you'd like me to share, obviously you can't put links in the chat. Only I can do that and my mods. But if you want me to share a specific story, like I said, please email it to me. If I can, like, get into my email and make it work this way, I'd be happy to. Or I can, like I said, I'm going to be doing this Monday through Friday. So if you really want me to talk about it today and I'm unable to, I'll likely be able to talk about it tomorrow. All right, give me 1 second here. I think I put it in my watch later. Man, this lady, where do you get a load of this lady? I wasn't going to share this, but someone mentioned that, so I think it's definitely worth looking at. I also, completely off topic, I found this skateboard movie from 1965. It's being touted as the first ever skateboard movie, and your boy loves skateboarding, so it's ridiculous. I wish I could share some with you. It's called Skater Dater. It's pretty terrible. I mean, it's like Debbie Does Dallas quality video, dude. It's ridiculous. I found myself just couldn't stop laughing. Let's see. Let me check my playlist. I think I put it in the morning. I did make a morning news playlist. Although it doesn't seem like it saved everything I wanted. But this one I just looked at, so I can just go to my history for that. Let's see. And please hit the thumbs up. Please be respectful in chat. Don't talk about drama this morning if we can avoid it. I mean, unless you really need to, and then I could just delete your comment. We don't want to do that. That's no fun, you know? Remind me to share the link for the Ken Burns documentary, because that shit is amazing. I also got a story about a man who turned a little pink car into his way to get back and forth from work. It's amazing. Man, I'm having one of those. Let's see here. I mean, obviously, if I'm live and you're sending voice messages to me, I won't be able to see that while I'm live. Let's see here. Here it is. Wanted by the FBI. Get a load of this broad. And this is Brian Enton. Mr. Enton is crushing it. When Brian talks, we listen. That's just a fact. Man, he and Don Lemon, all these mainstream broadcasters that have taken that step and went ahead and done their own, their own platform here on YouTube. They're all crushing it, dude. I'm so happy for all these people. It's so smart. They don't have any bosses, you know? They can just do their thing. Here it is. Now, this is a short video. Oh. Give me 1 second. Pull that up for you. Amy Lynn, good morning, my dear. Prayers for the E family. Oh, no. Oh, no. Well, if you guys know, there's a couple, the Mr. and Mrs. E. They have a YouTube channel. I only have positive things to say. They seem like very nice people. As we all know, their son has been battling with health issues, and it seems he succumbed to his illness yesterday. So keep them in your prayers. I don't feel appropriate talking about it too much because I don't know them. But I will quickly look and see if they have anything on their community wall in the way of any way we can help them over here. So thanks for sharing that with us. And that's terrible news. Make sure you keep them in your prayers. No parent should outlive their child. It's just an unnatural thing. Yikes. Okay. Not to move past it too quickly, but while we look at this, I'll go ahead and see if they have any kind of anything on their community wall. That's terrible news.
The story is just awful. The FBI says that this woman faked a cancer diagnosis, had fundraisers to raise money for herself, and it was all a sham. And she's now wanted by the FBI. Again, she was faking a terminal form of cancer, according to the FBI, and she used the money that people were giving her to finance trips to Australia. Her name is Vanessa O'Rourke. She's 37 years old. She was indicted last month on 15 counts of wire fraud in the Eastern District of Pennsylvania. She's now apparently on the run. The FBI is trying to track her down.
Isn't that crazy? It's the same part of the country. Oh man, I wonder if I was just muted. Did you hear me say? I'm gonna look and see if the Mr. and Mrs. E have any kind of if they're in need of anything. I mean, maybe Michelle 420 can tell us better. Are they in need? Do they have any kind of donation set up? I can't even think about it. What is more tragic? That's terrible. So keep them in your prayers, dude. That's so. This lady faking cancer. How crazy is it that it happens? That, like, we all know that the famous YouTuber Granny's Watching who faked cancer here for her last trip to Disney World. I mean, that's hilarious. But obviously, it's not to this level. clearly this woman is a lot smarter than Granny was watching is, and that's not really a good thing. More callous and calculated, I suppose. This could have been Granny's watching though if she wasn't such an unintelligent person, you know.
Down. She allegedly told friends and family that she needed to travel to Australia for an experimental treatment for an aggressive form of brain cancer, and then never received the treatment, according to the FBI, and it was all allegedly fake. Even enlisted friends and family to organize 2 fundraisers on her behalf. There was even a web page established to raise money for her. Again, FBI says it is all...
See, like I said, this was obviously a far more sophisticated con than what Granny's watching pulled, but just as brazen, if you ask me.
Made up, and she's now on the run, and the FBI is looking for her. Hey guys, so this story...
Hey guys, he always does the hand thing. Let's see here. BRB, I will email BHB. I was going to look at their community wall as we go along here. Let's see. Tara-OKJ3J6 says, most recently, Michelle Balzar was sentenced 4 years and 3 months in prison for faking her 6-year-old son's eye cancer diagnosis. The scammer community had thousands of dollars. Fuck, man. What is that? Excuse my language. I'm trying to keep the morning a little bit cleaner because I got a rotten potty mouth. But what the fuck, dude? How do you... So in order to do that, Tara, then she would have to like coach her kid up to mock symptoms. What the... All right, this is why we're going to listen to good news stories or positive, heartwarming news stories today after we get through some of this. But to me, the biggest story today is definitely what the hell is going on in Brooklyn. I have to tell you, this is a very strange story. This could be Ninja Turtles. This could be the Fight Club. Or this could be something far more nefarious. It's almost impossible for me to know. Hopefully the investigators get to the bottom of it. I'm going to show you. Let's see. Georgia Peach says, let's not forget a sub in this community that faked cancer and scammed thousands. She left after being confronted, but is back under several names. Oh, you're talking about old what's their face. You know, I was never friends with them. Although, Georgia, if they're here under several different names, I wouldn't know if I'm pals with them or not, huh? And there are a lot of new names around. I don't get weary of new names, specifically with you know, my channel and us over here. I take risk here. You know what I mean? I don't have any problem backing down from people that are traditionally the bullies around here, people that think they're in charge. So in a lot of ways, I understand people being in my chat under alts. They understand that causes me some confusion and some trepidation in trusting what they're up to. But that's just the way YouTube is. We have to navigate that, you know. But if you are a friendly and you're in here under someone else's, under an alt, I'm not mad at you. I understand you have to protect yourself because, as we know, people that don't like me have no problem just going after a random person in my chat. And that's, you know, that's just what YouTube is. It's pathetic, but that's what it is. So y'all do what you got to do. But if I do know you and we're communicating often and chatting, just email me and let me know who you are. That way it's not confusing to me, because I might end up just cursing you. I use my real name. No, I wasn't referring to you, Tara. I'm just saying in general. You know what I mean? In my chat, oftentimes I'll see just a name I've never seen, and they're speaking as though they're very, very familiar. Oh, this story out of Brooklyn is wild. Here, I'll show you. We're gonna get right to it here. I do tend to meander, so I'm trying to stay focused here. Let me get this here. I accidentally clicked on AMAC talking smack, and her avatar is just 2 middle fingers up. Holy shit. Okay, gotta watch later. And this week as well, we're gonna honor Pride Month. You don't have to be gay to support your people that celebrate Pride Month. I really want to show you where this all started, though. If you're not familiar with the Stonewall Uprising, there's a wealth of documentaries out there. I'm going to try to put together a presentation myself because I find it very important. Some of the people I love in this world the most and that I trust in the world this most do celebrate Pride. And yeah, I'll tell you what, even if it, Pride Month isn't for you, maybe don't be such a coward and get out to those parades and enjoy life a little bit. You might even be surprised that you'll enjoy it, Let's see here. I used to have a bumper sticker that said "Straight in Support." It was very confusing to people. Okay, let me see here. And if you don't know, the first Pride Festival was a riot in New York City where many people were brutalized by the police. So you should know about this stuff if you don't. Okay, here we go. This is weird, and this I'm sourcing NBC New York for this. This first video is only just a couple minutes long, but you tell me, this has been freaking me out. Now, I was an adventurous young chap. I climbed down the sewers. I explored. In fact, in Santa Barbara, I'm not going to tell you which coffee company, but one of the coffee companies, coffee shops there. It's one of the most popular ones. I'll tell you that. Well, if you happen to have a buddy that works there, the late shift, and you just happen to go there just before they close, maybe, 50 of your friends show up and, slowly but surely trickle into the place, and a bunch of people go into the building, and if there was a camera pointing at that building, you'd be like, man, where did all those people go? Well, they went into a tunnel system that's underneath the city of Santa Barbara. It's vast, and it's cavernous, and there are almost ballroom-sized spaces down there. So I understand exploring. I'm that guy. One of my favorite movies growing up was Gleaming the Cube. If you've ever seen that. Oh, thank you so much, Tara. That's very kind of you. And Amy Lynn received that. How cool is that? And she's right there to say thank you, man. That's instantaneous gratification. I noticed that more often recently that gifted memberships are going to the chat instead of into obscurity like they were a few months ago. Sigma said, speaking of coffee, when I lived in Brooklyn in the late 90s, I lived near a coffee roasting company. Smelled really good. Oh, yes. But also, it can get annoying. It can. It's not always good smells. And sometimes in that roasting process, like there's like eye-burning chemicals. I did too. That's in Santa Barbara, in fact. Santa Barbara Roasting Company. I lived right near it, and it every once in a while, if the wind was blowing the right way, it's like, all right, I like the smell of coffee, but this is a bit much. Walking past the roasting company, lovely. Living next door to it, it can become something else. Okay, so the title of this is Manhole Mystery. Check it out. This shit's wild, man. I really want to know what you guys think about this. And there's a bunch of different footage, as of course it's New York City, it's Brooklyn. There's cameras everywhere. There's cameras on cameras there. But this is so strange. So obviously they're going to explain this, but a group of men on one side of Brooklyn, a group of men on the other side of Brooklyn, they enter a manhole, and this is all caught on video. They go down there, and they're down there for a while, and they come back up and take off. Now, like I said, they could be the Ninja Turtles. It could be a fight club. It could be something terrible and nefarious. I don't think anyone knows. I don't think they're taking any chances. I'm certain that they're down in these holes trying to figure out what's going on.
An underground mystery in Brooklyn tonight spanning two neighborhoods. The incidents happened in Williamsburg and Gravesend within about an hour. The NYPD says people were seen breaking into the sewer, entering and exiting through the manhole covers. News 4's Charles Watson in Williamsburg, where police are trying to get to the bottom of it.
There had been a pretty heavy police presence here at Hayward Street and Bedford Avenue in Williamsburg as police and other crews inspected a manhole after it was reported that several people were seen going into the manhole early Friday morning. It's one of two similar incidents in Brooklyn alone today.
Look at those hats.
It's really odd. really suspicious.
Brandon Chang reacting to two incidents in Brooklyn Friday where police say groups of people were seen entering and exiting sewer manholes in the early morning hours. The latest incident attracting a large crowd of onlookers as both the NYPD and Department of Environmental Protection focused their attention on a manhole at Bedford Avenue and Hayward Street in Williamsburg. Police say this location is where 8 unidentified...
I'm sorry for the train noises. Okay, so look at this response. Maybe it's just an abundance in the way of caution, but look at this response. What is this? What is going on? Why is there an ambulance there? This whole thing is very confusing to me.
Identified individuals were seen on security video entering the manhole around 1 a.m. before exiting and fleeing in a vehicle. One man who asked not to be identified telling us that officials had been out.
Look at this response. It looks as though there's an injury or something. You know, this. I mean, if you were just to get a snapshot of this, you'd be like, "Oh, was there a car accident? Was there some type of violence? What is going on here?" This looks like a response of like one of the stories that Headstones would cover, that someone fell into a manhole. This is it, I don't understand this, but there's a couple different videos showing these men. I'll show you.
Here looking for hours at a scene that seemed to continue to expand.
They brought in a lot more, let's say trucks that haven't been used in a long time. Yeah.
I don't know what this New Yorker was saying. Like. And also, that's what a New York accent sounds like, not like some people that really fake them around here. Trucks they haven't used in a long time. What does he mean by that? Why is he speaking in code?
Let's say trucks that haven't been used in a long time. Yeah. And they're blocking off more streets.
A second.
Trucks that haven't been used in a long time. So is he talking about like counter-terrorist elements? Like trucks that haven't been used in a long time? Please tell me what that means.
Incident was reported near Collin Place and McDonald Avenue and the Gravesend section shortly after 2 Friday morning. Police say they were alerted to 7 individuals exiting a manhole there, prompting a sweep by the NYPD and
also,
others.
What are they doing? What is all this? I wish someone would explain it. I searched, they're not saying. Like, it looks like they're doing something specific. What are all these hoses and things, dude? There's going to be more to this story. I hope.
Agencies that turned up no evidence of danger or wrongdoing. Back in Williamsburg, the idea of people easily...
Well, no, that's what I thought too. That's what I thought too, because we all know that story of the Hasidic Jews that were tunneling in New York. It was a part funny story and part weird story. And obviously Brooklyn, yeah, it would make sense, but that's not what the videos of these men indicate. You'll see. I'll show you. They almost look like crews. Like they almost seems like they have like workman's gear on. Like it's the weirdest shit I've ever seen.
Climbing into a manhole concerning for some.
Oh yeah, 100%. Because the government, like normal people like you and I, we're not supposed to go down there, right? It's supposed to be the workers. They're the ones that are supposed to be handling the systems down there, not you and I.
DEP releasing a statement to News 4, writing in part about the Williamsburg incident, quote, DEP is inspecting the sewer infrastructure at this location to ensure there is no damage to the system. DEP works closely with our public safety partners to help ensure the safety. And
you guys understand what I'm saying? Like, I can understand people exploring, man. There are whole YouTube channels dedicated to exploring Urban X and all of that. I respect those people, but this looked far more organized. I've got more videos to show you. The train noises make me giggle. There's nothing I could do about it. Sigma said, I lived in Park Slope, which is just south of Williamsburg. It always confused me. So it's all Brooklyn.
Security of critical infrastructure throughout New York City. Officials have not confirmed whether the incidents in Williamsburg or Gravesend are related. Police are searching for the groups of individuals.
There's no way they're not related. You'll see.
Who were seen entering and exiting the manholes at both locations. In Williamsburg, Charles Watson, News 4 New York.
Thanks, Charles. Oh shit, I pressed the wrong button. Hold on a second. I'm not trying to show you Ken Burns. Although I'd love to sit here and watch that with you. I don't think it's in the cards. Let's see here. All right, let me pull up the other. So there's Come on, man. Sometimes YouTube just does its own thing. You press one thing, it's going the other way. All right, here, let me see. What do you get? Oh, so there's a couple short videos that have clips of these men going in and coming out of these holes, dude. It's let me show you. What could they be doing? I'd imagine nothing good. Let's see, where'd it go? Yeah. Look at this shit. And I'll be reading, there's a bunch of text on the screen here, and I'll try to describe what I'm looking at because I'm not sure there's any commentary in this. All right, look at this. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? This one says, this is titled, large groups of men twice seen climbing in and out of manholes in Brooklyn. Okay, so this is just some guy recording from his apartment building or balcony. Looks like he's directly above these people. On the screen, it's just a shot of a New York City street corner. Looks like a black SUV. It says NYPD ESU. What the heck is ESU? NYPD ESU investigates after men are seen mysteriously descending into Brooklyn sewers. Here we go with the acronyms. Don't you know I suck at this? And there's a bunch of onlookers. In the intersection, the crosswalk, there's a big black SUV with some high-tech communication equipment strapped to the top of it. Some type of sensor. Next to it is an even larger van with a similar technology attached to the top of it. Could be sensors of some type. You never know. New York City has the cutting edge technology, as you can imagine, with the experience with terrorist attacks in the past and things like that. They are not, and excuse my language, they are not fucking around. So you could do research on these vehicles that these response teams have. It might even blow your mind. All right, we see a fire truck, just a standard police investigative truck, and just a regular unit. I don't know, 12, 15 police officers standing around, civilians all clustered around trying to looky-loo. And it's just the vibe. Everyone's just sort of, I don't know. What do you get here? It seems like they're just waiting for something. I don't know what's going on. And that in the way of the authorities, it seems like they're just all standing there. I mean, why is there so many responders? What is going on? Another fire truck, a couple more emergency response vehicles, more standard police vehicles. Now we got a crane shot, a high shot of one. This must be one of the manholes that people came climbing into or out of. Let me make sure I'm not muted because I'm so bad at that. Okay, I'm not crushing it this morning. And these look like city workers, along with officers. Like they said, the EPA is there investigating as well. What is that? You know, the EPA, they study disasters, chemical spills, these, you know, just like we saw in the Longview case. So I don't know. This man's holding a pole that must be, what do you think? That's 12, 15 feet long. Standing like he's dipping the whole that down into the manhole. I have no idea. Oh, it's got a light on the end of it. Okay, so he's got a long pole, so they're looking down there. Don't you think they got to send people down there to investigate? I don't know. I'm gonna follow this because it freaks me out. A bunch of men just standing around looking at a hole. There's so many people on the scene in the way of emergency responders that I'm surprised there's not more interviews or leaked information. Something's going on here. It's certainly not uncommon. Like, we all know that there are people that live down there in New York City, but the organization, how organized these two clustered groups were, really are. Joe said dirty. Yeah, I don't. Who knows? Who knows? I remember watching the B grade movie where they go find people underground New York for harvesting organs for medical research. Oh my God. It was that, okay, a B grade movie. It wasn't a documentary. I remember there was a DJ Shadow did a soundtrack for a film a couple years ago where it was about the people who lived underground. I'm always fascinated by that stuff. But let's face it, in this case, those people that are living down there are just regular, well, I don't know what you can call regular, but, the people that have always lived down there, guess what they're doing? They're down there looking. Immigrants, they sent all those buses up there. No, it has nothing to do with immigrants at all. Zero. I lost my train of thought now. Oh, the people, the New Yorkers that live underground, they're going to be the first ones to report if somebody's down there doing something nefarious, because that's where they live. They're actually, they probably, well, from the documentaries I've seen, they're pretty protective of their space. So if a crew of 6 to 8 men come down where they are, they're gonna, they're not going to keep quiet about it. They become territorial. In some cases because they're crazy people. In some cases because they're just trying to, preserve their place to sleep. No, a documentary, that would be, not a documentary. Yes, it would be concerning. But you never know. The world's that crazy. So, I don't know what's happening. What is that? This guy looked like he has some type of, hold on. What the hell is going on? Does that look like some type of oxygen tank? Or some type of, what is this? What does he got? You see that? That's a tank of some sort. It almost looks like scuba gear or something. I have no idea what's happening in New York. I guess it's impossible to know what's really happening in New York at any given moment, but what the heck?
Oh my.
I'm sorry, guys. Let me go back. I was simply saying that here we see another one of these unmarked black SUVs with these, if you were just walking by here and you look, it looks like a luggage holder. It's not. These boxes smell chemicals in the air. They detect all types of things. That little box costs hundreds of thousands of dollars. If you were just walk by there, you would never know. These are feds. This is science. What's going on?
Well, we don't have enough. No, we don't. We're going to try with the tape. So.
Oh, you know what? I'm mistaken. This was the first scene that we looked at. We were looking at it from above. This is a day shot. So how long were they out there? They must have been out there for hours. The men entered at 1 a.m. and I think came back up just before 3 a.m. So a couple of hours down there is an awful long time, man. Look at all the people on their balconies and shit. It's awesome. Gotta love New York City.
No, we don't. We're going to try with the tape. So.
Look at everybody. They're all out on their balconies. Like, what the? Oh, damn, man. I did not mean to press play. All right, stop, dude. Stop. All right. So that's that. What do you guys think? Now there's video of them coming in and out of the sewer too. I should show you that. And then we'll move on to the next thing here. I wish I could tell you. There's a bunch of whales washing up on the beaches too, in the U.S. We're going to cover that tomorrow. That's a whole nother type of problem, but definitely worth talking about. So bear with me while there is some pretty good footage. I'm kind of weary of using this guy's clip because it's not news; it's just a content provider's. But we'll look at it, and we'll at least scan it. We'll scan it so you guys can see the people climbing in and out of the holes. That's where shit gets really weird, in my opinion. Let's see. Man, I tell you what. It's just I'm on the struggle bus today with finding what I'm trying to find. I mean, I know for a fact I just looked at this just before my live stream, and now it's just poof. So I'm just gonna do it this way. Brooklyn manhole. I don't know what's happening when I save stuff to a playlist and then I go back the next day and it's just not there. I know for a fact I saved it. Let's see. It's a sabotage. It must be a sabotage. Somebody's trying to destroy my YouTube channel. It's probably me. Let's see. Mystery. You have to admit that the words manhole mystery is kind of funny, but all right, check it out. Check out this guy. Makes me angry. Terry said, okay, I've looked into the whale thing. It's sad. I really get emotional about animals. You know, I experienced that when I lived in Santa Barbara. 2 whales beached themselves and then succumbed to the, whatever type of ailment that they had. But it was both tragic and one of the coolest things I've ever seen, because the local in Santa Barbara, I don't know how common this is in our country, but the local Native American reservation or tribe has claims to that. So they come and take it. First, they have to make sure it's not a contagion. There's not some type of something that would harm people, And then once that's established, then in Santa Barbara's case, it's the Chumash Indians. They get ownership over the whale's body to utilize, and they utilize every ounce of it. They use the bones, they use the fat. Very interesting stuff. Tripper says, this is quite the mystery. Good find, Sinner. Look, I hope months down the road that we don't return to this story like, oh my God, why didn't they investigate better? Because it looks like they are full out investigating these manholes, this situation. Good morning, Bob says, Tara, at least so far, they think the people are down there to scavenge the sewer systems for lost valuables, coins, but they didn't. I'll show you. They're not carrying anything. They're not carrying anything out of the holes. Here, you can see for yourself. But although, they could be. I don't know if there's copper down there. These people, to me, they look like, I don't know, they look like really organized. Not your typical, look.
Who just climbed out of 2 different manholes in Brooklyn and nobody knows why.
You see this guy?
Surveillance footage captured in the middle of the night shows 7 men crawling into oncoming.
What's that? That's not the manhole. What's that in his hand?
Traffic on McDonald Avenue in Gravesend. Some are in waders and heavy-duty boots. They're wearing gloves. A few of them.
They look like firemen.
Are carrying shovels. One guy's standing watch by the curb the whole time, acting.
See how they got waders on? He's got a shovel.
As a lookout. Also, a different video of them shows them changing clothes.
Look how organized they look. Hold on, I'm just gonna zoom in and.
On the sidewalk, a couple of them shirtless before disappearing into waiting cars.
You got a fucking ski mask on and waders, dude. What is going on? This freaks me out so much. It makes me want to go there and figure out what's going on.
The police believe that they were down there for about 2 hours, and to make everything even weirder, that same night, another group of 8 people went into a different manhole in Williamsburg around 1 a.m., came out at around 3:40 a.m.
All right, we know. What would the value here was that. Let's see, does he have it? I don't want to rip this guy's content off. I just wanted to show you because I think that he's the only one that's really showing this footage. and I'm gonna go back and show you again. I really want to know what you guys think because this shit freaks me out.
Find out of 2 different manholes in Brooklyn, and nobody knows.
Also, I always wondered who used the fucking strobe function on a headlamp. Sinner, I was just wondering if they have anything on them or possibly under their clothes that could detect metal. Also, do they have anything bags? They have tools. I don't see anyone. It looks like they went down there and did some work and came back out. I don't see any evidence of them like transferring anything out of there other than the tools they have. Like one guy they all have flashlights. For some reason, that guy had the strobe function of his flashlight. I always wonder what that was even for. I thought it was for emergencies. He might have just pressed the wrong button coming out of there. But a shovel, and overalls, you wear overalls to protect yourself from water. What the fuck are they doing down there, I guess is the question.
Nobody knows why. Surveillance footage captured in the middle of the night shows 7 men crawling into oncoming
what is that?
Traffic on McDonald Avenue in Gravesend. Some are in waders and heavy duty.
What is that? You see how he puts it behind his back like he does, like he's trying to conceal what it looks. For those of you just listening, the first guy that comes out of the hole, it looks like he's carrying what looks like, I don't know, like a paint tray that you would use a roller in, or maybe an oil like an oil pan that you would put underneath your car if you're draining the oil.
Duty boots. They're wearing gloves. A few of them are.
This guy, I mean, this guy looks like a fireman. But you know what? It's these overalls, these waders that are making. That's what's. It's pulling an optic trick on me.
Carrying shovels. One guy's standing.
I mean, this guy he's obviously younger. He has that, I stare at your girlfriend haircut sort of going on.
Standing watch by the curb the whole time, acting as a lookout. Also a different.
And he had a shovel. And then this guy has a full-out ski mask.
Video of them.
Wait, he does have a bag. This guy has a bag. He just sat it down.
Shows them changing clothes on the sidewalk. A couple of them.
I mean, this is New York City. They have this license plate. I'm surprised they haven't even rounded these guys up yet.
Shirtless before disappearing into waiting.
This guy was just wearing pajamas. He also has the I stare at people's girlfriend's haircut.
Cars. The police believe that they were down there for.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to stay on top of that. There's not much more information than that. Freaking me out, though. Hey, man, it's freaking me out. Let me get rid of that. Tripper says, it was odd that guy said the trucks they haven't used in a while. Well, I think he was pointing to those same trucks that I pointed out with those chemical response teams. Those they have those, $500,000 sensors in there that detect any type of let's say agents in the air. Yeah, scary stuff. So we did see one guy had a bag, but it looked like sort of like a purse, like a man purse. I guess definitely that little satchel was big enough to carry valuables if there happened to be diamonds, or it didn't look very heavy, so it wasn't gold or anything like that. I don't know. It's so crazy. Tara said, I'll be watching, can't chat for a bit because I'm cooking the teen his salmon and rice. Oh, I want some. Mom duties. Respect. We got love for good moms around here. KCG's in the house is the Sweeney Todd of it all. I'm glad you're here, KCG, because I was specifically being descriptive just in case you were listening. It's good practice to get into. I never consider the fact that we have these live streams and there are people that are watching that can't fucking see. So, I mean, I think we need to make more of an effort, and I try. I'm not consistent, but I do make effort to try to be descriptive as to what we're looking at. All right. So let's break this up with a nice news story. Actually, give me 1 second. I'm going to see if there's any more footage of the guys in Brooklyn. Look, we all have cameras on us at all times. So, and New Yorkers are Nebby AF. So, let's see if we can find any more. I just don't want to loop the same stinking video over and over again for you guys. That's no good. Manhole mystery. Oh man, there's a bunch of AI slop about it already. Let's see, what's this? Hold on. All right, I'm gonna pull this guy's stuff up. This guy's the Angry Prepper. This is just from an hour ago. You know what? I'm gonna share his link in chat. I can't vouch for what this man is about to say. Never heard of him. Never heard of him. But at the same time, I want to. Looks like he's got a little bit of footage that not everybody has. So, what is going on? YouTube's acting funky, man. Like, for instance, I've got this video up of this man, and I'm trying to pull it up in my history so I can share the link in the chat. You know what I'm saying. If you know, you know. But for some reason, it's not my history. How's that even possible? I'm playing it right now.
This mystery with the man.
Anyways, this man's name is the Angry Prepper. He's got 135,000 subscribers. This is from an hour ago. He says the New York manhole mystery is getting worse. Morning edition. And his shirt says, "I'm not for everyone." Not a big fan of the shirt, not going to lie.
The manholes in New York City is getting very interesting.
All right, so
in New Jersey that this happened as well. So what looks like to be, as you can see in this video, are there guys coming out of the sewer?
So this is the same. This is the same. Now, what did he just say?
Looks like to be, as you can see in this video, are there guys coming out of the sewer?
Hold on one more time. How did he? What's the words he used before the guys?
To be, as you can see in this video, are there guys coming out of the sewer?
Are there are guys? Okay.
This video.
Let's just say this is the same video that we already saw. This is different.
And you can see guys just going into the sewer. Now,
okay,
there's a car that stops, and it allows these guys to go into the sewer, and then the car takes off. And I'm like, why didn't anybody? Doesn't matter. Now, a lot of these cases are around two.
I'm just trying to get some video footage of it. There has to be a bunch of video footage. Shout out to that guy, but I don't want to listen to him yap about that. Let's see what we can find here. Looks like just the same clips over and over again. This one says like Ninja Turtles. Now, wouldn't that be the nice just?
And you remember being in the shop?
Correct.
What do you remember about that night?
There were 3 random guys walking around in a strange suit. Opened the sewer, go in like the Ninja Turtles. They went in there. Yeah, it was very odd. I was looking at them. They were looking at me. You know, I could tell they were up to no good. You know, they didn't bother me. But they went in there, closed the cover, like, you know, they were never here. Those 2 strange cars just randomly pulled.
You know what, man? If that's my neighborhood, I'm walking right over there and being like, "Hey, what are you people doing?" Because if they were official, they'd have that blocked off. I mean, this is certainly against OSHA. I mean, what is happening right now? Looking at these pictures, New York makes me really sad. It's not New York I remember from long ago. Oh, that's what everybody says, man. There's no way a city of millions of people is going to stay the same. That's irrational. I would say as much to say, like, if you expect a huge city like New York to be the same as it was when you lived there, that's selfish of you. Of course, there's progression in every direction, man, just with technology and, you know. I get nothing but love for New York City, although I don't have a romanticized version of it in my head like many people do. There's still people complaining about Giuliani. What did KCG say? Let's see. I sincerely think you could double as a podcast and open up a secondary audience and platform. Well, we'll see. I mean, I'm pretty open to anything. I do have great interest in what's happening in this world every day. You know, I look up these stories and I enjoy watching them anyways. Most of my time is spent trying to figure out what people are up to. Not just the drama stuff. The drama stuff is easy. I could literally do it like many of the people that do it with their eyes closed. I could nap out while I do it. It's like shooting fish in the barrel. But this stuff, it's more challenging because I have to be more cautious about what I say. You know, you just have to do more research. You do. I don't care what anyone says. It's not as easy as just reviewing someone's words, but we are sort of reviewing actions. It just doesn't make sense. Let's see. Sigmund says, in New York, I remember your average given New Yorker would have walked right. Oh, I see. Yeah, that's so strange, man. I see what you were getting at. I see what you're getting at. Yes. I remember your average given New Yorker would have walked right over there and asked them what the F they were doing. Yeah, I guess. I can see one car going by because they look official. That they had, for those of you that are just listening, they have waiters, like looks like almost like safety yellow jackets with their waiter overalls and the hoods up on the thing. It's fucking June in New York City. Why are they dressed like this? It doesn't make any sense. There is one little thing that's sitting in the back of my mind and who knows? I have seen like guerrilla art projects where people dress up like this, but typically you don't produce art to put underground. But I have seen, for instance, Banksy would have crews together like this that look professional, that look like city workers, and they look like they're a crew of some sort. But even them would put up, a barrier and things like that too. And to, aliens, you think they're aliens? Oh, I haven't considered that. Oh man.
We pulled up waiting for them, and one of my guys called 911, and that.
Yeah, whoever's in this car, assholes. That's just crazy. Like you call 911 right away. Now, if someone would have called 911 or even the non-emergency number and said, "Hey, a bunch of dudes just went down the hole in front of me," then the responders could go there and catch them in the act. They were down there for hours. There's video of them going in and coming back out. It's unacceptable. I hate that term. If you see something, say something. I truly do. I think it's that's a whole different story. But in this case, listen, if you see something like that doesn't make sense, then you say something. If you said something every time you saw something, everyone would be cackling everywhere. And we see that sometimes.
After that, we didn't really know much. But I closed my shop door and that was it. But very strange.
And you remember being in the shop?
Correct.
What do you remember about that night?
There were 3 random guys walking around in a strange suit. Opened the sewer, go in like the Ninja Turtles. They went in there. Yeah, it's very odd. I was looking at.
Yeah, this is also. You can. This is how a New Yorker speaks. You can hear the accent. Whenever you hear some YouTubers sidekicks around here playing up their fake New York accent, this right here, this is what a New Yorker sounds like. Just so you know.
Looking at them, they were looking at me. I could tell they were up to no good. They didn't bother me, but they went in there, closed the cover, like they were never here. Those 2 strange cars just randomly pulled up waiting for them, and one of my guys called 911. And after that, we didn't really know much.
He said these two strange cars pulled up waiting for them. I don't see that they're strange cars. I see they're just people trying to get somewhere, and they notice there's people climbing into a manhole, and probably in their mind they're like, "What the hell? Oh well," and they just pull away. Listen, man, don't just pull away.
Not much, but I closed my shop door and that was it.
I mean, unless it's completely way more sophisticated and they were there these 2 cars were there timed perfectly just for a distraction. Who knows, right? We've seen bank robber movies.
But very strange.
And you remember being in the shop?
Right. I think that's pretty much all I know. That's all I know about that story. We're gonna do updates on that. I promise. Sigma says, especially in these neighborhoods, Vault, where they were very territorial and protective of the block. Yeah, and I think, let's not say that people aren't in New York that don't care about each other and they're not still looking out for each other. I just think we see less instances of it now. It still happens. There's still some of the smartest, most brilliant people in New York City. That's just a fact. We can't bash them, especially in the old neighborhoods. People were very protective of the block, so to speak. When was the last time you were there? Because I'm willing to bet that they still are, I try not to fall into this, things were always better before. In some ways they were, in other ways they were not. For instance, the city's far less violent. If it were a scary movie, we'd be saying, drive, get away from there. Yeah, definitely drive away, but you can still, we all have phones. It's like, hey man, just saw some dudes going down a hole. I'm going to play this one more time. It's so weird. Look, something about these dudes, I'm looking at their posture and I'm seeing some type of either military training. Are they officers? Are they firemen? These aren't average dudes, man. You can tell by their posture. They're all in good shape. They're all young. They're a cohesive unit. And they almost have like a cohesive uniform on. These waiters with these, I don't know.
Correct. What do you remember about that night?
There's even safety reflective on the shirts they have on underneath of the waiters.
Three random guys walking around in
rubber boots. These are rubberized boots.
A strange suit. Open the sewer.
Vulcanized boots. I'm not sure the term.
Go in like the Ninja Turtles. They went in there. Yeah, it's very odd. I was looking at them. They were looking at me. You know, I could tell they're up to no good.
This car is very strange, right? Just right there. And so many cars have dash cams. Like, I don't know, dude. I truly don't know.
You know, they didn't bother me. But they went in there, closed the cover, like, you know, they were never here. There's two strange cars just randomly pulled up waiting for them. And one of my guys.
I don't think the two cars. I think this car, if they have something strange to do with it, it's got to be the white one. Because this one just pulled up and they're already in the hole. This one's just sitting there watching them do it.
Called 911. And after that, you know, we didn't really know much. But I closed my shop door and that was it. But very strange.
Very strange. All right. So that's that. Sigma says, no, I'm not seeing that things have really changed for the worst. I just remember the energy when something odd was happening in the neighborhood. I think, well, I don't know. You would know better than me. Maybe I'm just trying to think of an idealized thing, but I would imagine that there's still some cohesiveness amongst the people that look out for their neighborhoods in New York. I have to go see for myself. It's been years since I've been there. I do need to get there though. And maybe I'll come back with a, you know, it used to be better before, but everything used to be better before. I'm not trying to poo-poo what you're saying. I'm just trying to say that I sometimes I try not to think about it that way, because I could say the same thing about my city, and then if when something happens, I see shining examples that prove me wrong. So, but it's true with social media and everybody stuck in their phone, dude. People just aren't, you know, communal. We're not really communicating the way we used to. What did Tripper say to make people laugh? What's up, Queen Moomin? Oh, if it was a scary movie, for sure. And there's not really much more about this story. I mean, let's see. I'm gonna look really quickly to see if there's any updates in the way of printed media of this story. There's probably a couple articles that came out this morning. It's weird. I started searching and it just said I typed in New York City man, and then what popped up it auto-filled to New York City manhole people. Like, this is a whole thing. That's 17 hours ago, 10 hours ago. 14 hours ago. I'm looking for something more breaking. It looks like the most recent thing was about 10 hours ago. Let's look. Thankfully, I can read, so I'll read this. Maybe this will give us some more information. This is the story I was really anxious to share with you guys, because I saw it last night. I was like, what is this, dude? Why is nobody talking about this? I guess there's enough to talk about in the world. So this is People Magazine. Who knows if they tell the truth, man? I can't. There's no way for me to know. We've all heard of People Magazine. We know it's a bit, maybe, I don't know, Inquirer-ish. Title is Police Investigating After Viral Videos Show Men Mysteriously Popping Out of Sewers in New York City. Part of me wants to laugh at this, but the rest of me is just like, oh no, what is this? You guys remember Gleaming the Cube? I'm pro exploring your city, dude, even if you're going down to manholes, but this shit looks like something else to me. It is suspected the men are scouring the system for valuables that get into the sewer. Man, that would be a genius thing to do. Very illegal. But yeah, I guess every day there's millions of people they're dropping wedding rings. But I mean, also, if you're looking for little scraps of gold in the sewer system, you're going to find logs of shit as well, right? So maybe that's why they've got the waders on. Need to know. Groups of men were seen entering and exiting Brooklyn sewers at night, late May 28th and into the early hours of May 29th. Okay. NYPD confirmed to people that the incidents pose no threat to the public. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. Listen, the fact that these men can go down there with shovels and the shit, it does absolutely pose a fucking a threat to the public safety. Absolutely, dude. They can go down there and take things out. Guess what? They can go down and put things in. It's just that simple. Pure spec here, dude. I don't know. What do I know? That's a crazy thing to say, dude. This to me is just like the authorities in Longview saying, "Oh, the water's perfectly safe to drink." It's like, how could that be? How could it? Anyways, the NYPD confirmed to people that the incidents pose no threat to the public and no damage has been found in the sewer system. Authorities believe that the suspect was searching for valuables and could face burglary charges. Men have been inexplicably exiting sewers across Brooklyn, New York, prompting the New York Police Department to investigate. The NYPD confirmed in a statement to people that the mysterious behavior poses no threat to the public. Authorities speculate that men are scouring the system for valuables that get into the sewer. Hold on a second. So that was 16 men in one night, one side of Brooklyn, 8 men going down a hole. Okay, maybe 15 men. The other side, 7 men going down a hole. And only one of them came out with a little man purse. I'll just say it. There's not enough valuables down there for 15 men to eat. So this doesn't hold water for me. It just doesn't. I mean, unless it was a recurring thing. Do the authorities have video of these guys doing this, I don't know, every few months or something like that? I mean, this is not holding water to me. You tell me guys what you do. Comment down below. It doesn't make sense to me. I just don't get it. Maybe they're right. I could see if there were 2 dudes going down there and they come out with pockets full of, I don't know, chips of gold or whatever they're looking for. The NYPD said that at least 7 people used manhole covers to enter near McDonald Avenue, and Collin Place in Gravesend. Gravesend's just a neighborhood in Brooklyn. It's all Brooklyn. On the evening of May 28th, the suspected went down around 11 p.m. and returned to the street around 2 a.m. 3 hours is a long time. That same night, around 1 a.m., 8 people went into a sewer system near Hayward Street and Bedford Avenue and emerged at 3:40 a.m. Different group of people, too. They escaped in a car and fled to an unknown location. Well, of course, it's unknown. 1 second, guys. All right, sorry about that. I had to open the other window. Oh, Tripper remembers Gleaming the Cube. Oh, hell yeah. It's such a great movie. Christian Slater, Tony Hawk. All right, let's see here. Get back to the article. Did I finish that part? They escaped in a car and fled to an unknown location per police. The NYPD and New York City Environmental Protection Department and NYC DEP responded to the scene and confirmed that the area was safe and free of hazards. That was a huge response. Like we saw, there were dozens of responders, vehicles with no markings, weird boxes, sensors, pipes, hoses. What? There's more to this story. There just is. I don't care what they're saying. Despite no reported let's see. Safe and free of hazards, the NYPD 62nd Precinct confirmed on X post NYC DEP inspected the scene and found no damage to the sewer system equipment. Okay. No one said they were going down there to break pipes. I don't like this. Despite no reported damage, entering the sewer system is illegal. No arrests have been made, but the suspects could face burglary charges. You can't face burglary charges unless you can tell me what they took out of there. This is ridiculous. It's unclear at this time whether the incidents are connected. Well, one fuck of a coincidence, wouldn't you say? And that's it. Let's see. The comments here are interesting. Let's see. Someone just says, ooh. I guess they're worried about the poopy sewers. Alicia says, those are called terrorists, and you should be very concerned about a flooded subway system attack. Whew. Velocity Girl says, no risk. A woman got out of her car and fell down a hole without a lid in Midtown a couple weeks ago. Absolutely, this can be a serious problem. Yeah, we saw Headstones covered that case. Anyways, that's that. I will definitely be keeping tabs on that. It freaks me out. Really does freak me out. Sigma says, at one point when New York was rapidly developing and they needed to dig, the brick-lined out houses that used to be behind each of the row houses yield lots of valuable items. Yeah. I know back in the day, whenever New York City was a more industrial of a place, many of the workers, the laborers would stash cash in walls, valuables. A lot of times you'll find just old newspapers in walls too for no reason. Well, not for no reason, for reasons, but an interesting thing. Americans are weirdos, man. I tell you that. Some good ways and some bad ways. Well, we know if Mutant Ninja Turtles start throwing a pizza, then yeah, none of those guys had a pizza. I tell you that much. No one of them. All right, so we're gonna get away from the story of potential terrorism and look at something more lighthearted, if we could. Actually, before we do that, well, yeah, this is more lighthearted. It's a bit dramatic, but it's we're gonna look at a bit of a hero. Now we hear too many stories about crappy police officers doing crappy stuff, and believe me, I'm one of those people that try to hold our authority figures, specifically armed men and women, accountable for their actions. But every once in a while, you come encounter with a story about a cop where the only word you can use is hero, and sometimes I think that word's overused, to hype stories and things like that. But get a load of this guy. I mean, I think it's safe to say that this guy is the right guy for the job. Excuse the sound of garbage trucks outside, if you would. So this is an officer. Well, I'm not going to tell you. I'm just going to show you. Once again, bear with me because I'm only about 1/10 as organized as I should be. Was yesterday. Also, completely unrelated to everything. Aaron Rodgers. Jeez, guys. Aaron Rodgers is returning to my Pittsburgh Steelers. You bet your biscuits. Yeah, if you came here for Lego mystery news, you came to the wrong place. Streaming the Demon. All right, look at this guy, Chattanooga officer saves family from burning home. This guy, he understood the assignment. I'll tell you that. I feel like this guy should be fucking given it. This guy should be, at least when you see, if anybody, his locals see this guy off duty, they should buy him a beer. If he's at a steak restaurant, someone else should pay for this man's steak. That's what I think about this guy. Check him out. Check him out.
There's a fire! There's a fire! There's a fire! There's a fire!
Look at this terrifying scene. That Chattanooga mother and her two...
Look at that, dude. A police officer with a man bun doing the right thing. Did he have a man bun? I don't want to talk bad about him. He's got a man bun. You know what? I guess this means we have to stop judging guys with man buns.
Look at this terrifying scene. That Chattanooga mother and her two children were up against this earlier.
I didn't notice the man bun the first view of this. Give me 1 second. I got to plug in my computer here. There we go.
This month. Now, that officer you just saw there is being credited with saving that family from that fire.
And this is body camera video.
Jeepers Creepers 73 said, "That's your hometown. How awesome!" Well, I tell you what, if you run into this guy, you guys have really got something to be proud of there in Chattanooga. Like too often, I mean, what we have these instincts, you know. Of course, we want to help. If you're going to be an officer, I'll just say generally, you do want to be a productive member of your community, and you do care. This guy, he doesn't have to give lip service and tout about what he cares about. He just fucking showed us. You know what I mean? This is incredible. We need more people like this. He understood the assignment.
Video showing Officer Eli Rogers running into that home with flames visible near that front door. Now, according to Chattanooga police, Officer Rogers rescued 4-year-old Marlo from that burning apartment as her mother.
I did say Chattanooga, Tennessee, didn't I? Did I say something else? I'm an asshole. That's what I meant to say. And yeah, specifically Tennessee, man, you guys need something to celebrate. What is going on in Tennessee?
Rachel Blaylock and brother Charles followed behind. Now, Blaylock says that he was even ready to go back inside.
I'm so glad Marla went. He just grabs her. And he was willing to go back in too. And I was trying to tell him that no one else was there, but he was going back up. Tried to thank him that night, and he's just shrugging it off.
Oh, good. That's so good to hear. How cool is that? We've got a local to the area in here. I guess a lot of people from Tennessee do watch my show. So let's see. Chattanooga, he had lots of positive attention and rewards. Good. 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 Because people like him need to be celebrated.
It's just another day at work, but that's my whole daughter.
Blaylock says she is so thankful her children made it out alive from their burning home. Officers Rogers did not hesitate. And
It's so scary to see that little baby with that big ass hair in a fire. Oh my God, dude. One more time. I mean, look. Hold on. That baby's got big old hair, man. It's so scary. He's not even thinking twice, dude. He doesn't care about anything except saving those people, man.
Blaylock says she is so thankful her children made it out alive from their burning home. Officers Rogers did not hesitate. And after all of that, no one was hurt. I was reading a little bit this morning from our affiliates there in Chattanooga saying that the smoke alarms simply just were not working. And so that's how it got bad so fast. But he got there before the fire department.
Wow.
Jumped in.
And this is something that, you know, it is very dangerous to run into a burning building. But to save that 4-year-old, and I mean, you could hear the emotion in that mother's voice. What a scene here. I mean, look at the flames. You can really tell that even just the smoke coming off of this house.
For those of you, excuse me, just hold on. Oh, excuse me. I'm nursing a cough. I don't want to cough in your ear. For those of you just listening, Chattanooga, Tennessee, officer just hayad the fucking door in. I think it took him 2 kicks. Be careful doing that if you're trying to be a hero, because you can really fuck yourself up. I've seen people do it. But they're trained. And he stood there for a second, huffing and puffing. You can see a panic in his face. And then he just got to work, man. He just got straight to work. The house... for those of you just listening, the house is fully engrossed in flames. Like it's wild. Like the little kid's got a big old hair, and you can see like the embers from the house popping off of it are just floating by his head or her head. I think it was a her. In any case, terrifying, dude. And shout out to this guy.
A deck like this, it's gonna burn very fast, and how fast he gets that child out of the house and really even just starts.
Yeah, you can see is he has a fire extinguisher on the front porch. And right there was a kid's bicycle. So that he knew right away that there was a kid in there, dude. So imagine what his heart was doing.
Putting his own fire extinguisher on it there, and that body camera footage, that's amazing work to see. So thank you to all of our first responders out there, fire department, but also in this circumstance, those Chattanooga police officers.
They all jump in when needed.
Yeah, it looks like the fire department is not even there yet. Oops.
The probability we're gonna look at.
Oh, look at this. I just accidentally clicked on this. Perfect. This says family thanks hero Chattanooga officer. Dear universe, oh, thank you. I was going to search for this, and here we are. So shout out to that officer, and it looks like he's getting the love he deserves. He shouldn't be paying for his lunch, at least for the next couple months, from my approximation.
This as it flows. If it's raining cats and dogs out there, then we won't have to worry about it, right? Maybe, maybe not. So we're going to have to look at it. So what we're going to do is we will not meet at the PSC for lineup though. We will meet at the downtown precinct Saturday for lineup. Okay? Those things will be coming out very, very soon. So that way you guys got that. All right, good to go? All right, our special guests are here now, so we can be able to do this. Is there any
I
questions?
can tell you that, yes, troopers, good morning. It says, these are officers that literally serve and protect. Yes. Here's the scary thing that I learned. Mullins girl lives down in Chattanooga as well. Well, you guys have an officer to be proud of. If you run into this guy, buy him a beer. Make sure you buy him a burger. I'm pretty sure all dudes love burgers. I don't know. That's just my idea. Except B. Tim. Anyways, there's a problem with this protect and serve thing, man, because I fancy myself a bit of a social activist for most of my life. So I pay attention to exactly what the Supreme Court is saying in cases. And the Supreme Court has ruled, and that there's no wiggle room, that officers are not obligated to preserve life. It's actually not their job to do that. It's not. They can't be held liable if they don't do the right thing to preserve life. Their sole purpose is not to protect. That's sort of a slogan. I know this could be controversial to hear, but it's also true. Their jobs are to enforce law. It's not enforcing law when you kick a door in and save a child from a burning room. I can cite cases for you if you'd like to hear them. Some dirtbag officers use that ruling to their advantage, and then there are real officers that are protecting and serving, and they don't need a slogan or a logo to do it, you know.
Answer that before we get started. All right, cool. Once again,
well, this is pretty cool. It looks like a daily briefing. Lots of cops. They all seem very well fed and happy too. I'm not sure what this man's rank is, but it looks official.
and we have the distinct honor of being able to recognize one of our own today. And I will say that these actions made me proud once again to be a cop. Every day you guys go out there and you do things that make us proud to be a cop. And I will just say what you did.
And that's nice to hear because, I mean, like I just said, unfortunately, there are too many examples that make hardworking officers not so proud to be a cop, or they have to carry around the weight of what some asshole in their department did that's getting a bunch of publicity. It's not an easy job, man, and I don't belittle it. This is encouraging. I'll just put it that way.
On May 1st, 2026, Officer Rogers demonstrated exemplary meritorious service and courage while responding to a structure fire at 510 Canterbury Way. Upon arrival, Officer Rogers observed a heavily involved apartment fire with flames protruding from the roof line and engulfing the primary residence. Despite being informed that occupants were trapped inside and witnessing falling debris and active flames coming from the ingress and egress of the apartment, Officer Rogers bypassed personal safety to stage a rescue. Officer Rogers ascended to the stairs and positioned himself in immediate physical danger to breach the front door, where he heard the screams of the occupants from inside the residence. After successfully forcing entry, he observed that the occupants were immobilized. Without hesitation, Officer Rogers entered the smoke-filled burning structure, located a small child, and physically carried them through the flames to safety. His decisive actions and
it was a little boy. I couldn't tell. I mean, the video wasn't that clear.
His decisive actions provided the necessary path and encouragement for the remaining adult and child to evacuate the life-threatening environment. Because of these actions, it is recommended that Officer Rogers receive the police medal based on the magnitude of the achievement, exceptional accomplishment of the difficult task, and outstanding courage. Officer Rogers' actions directly preserved 3 lives. This achievement is of such magnitude that it clearly distinguishes his performance from that of his peers in a standard emergency response capacity. Tasked with a structural breach under fire conditions, a task typically reserved for specialized fire equipment, Officer Rogers succeeded in a high-risk environment, preventing an imminent loss of life. While the incident may not meet the specific threshold of the Medal of Valor, Officer Rogers' voluntarily entry into the burning building through falling debris.
He did mean to say imminent, and he said intimate. That's funny.
An active flame constitutes an act of outstanding courage that far exceeds just outstanding performance of duty. Officer Rogers' bravery and selfless initiative reflect the highest standards of the Chattanooga Police Department. His actions on this day represent a clear example of selfless service and justifying the declaration of the police medal. Chief Chambers.
I'll just be flat out with it, man. Tennessee needs some wins like this, man. We hear all these shenanigans going down there with authority figures, so it's good to see. Yeah, it's great to see.
Yeah. Chief Dahl, mind joining me up here, sir?
How about a promotion? You know, how about a promotion? No, come on, man. Now that's a little girl. They just said it was a little boy. We can't. Sometimes we can't get everything right. For those of you just listening, it's the mother and the obviously little girl that was saved from the fire. They're dressed very nice. They're both wearing sundresses. How cute.
Thank you. When you're just like, hey, it's just another day. It's like, no, it's not. That's my baby. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Thank you. Oh.
Y'all was hanging out here with us for just a second.
She wanted to hug the guy, and then she looked at all his gear, and she was like, maybe not. Maybe there's no avenue of approach there. Did you see that?
Y'all was hanging out here with us for just a second. So,
well, there's a boy there too, so I don't know. It was obviously the little girl there that he was carrying out.
I believe it was Mike Tyson was the one who is known for this quote, and that is, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. And as with any good police officer, that applies. You come out on the street, you've gone through pretty much a year's worth of training, and the one looming question in the back of everybody's mind is, when I'm faced with that life or death situation, when I'm faced with the point of no return, how will I respond? You know what your training is. You know what your plan in your head.
I have no idea what this man's rank is. It's 5 stars in a circle, his insignia, and he has a SWAT patch. He looks like a pretty serious dude. Shout out anyone that refers Mike Tyson, by the way.
It is. But when the rubber meets the road, how will you actually respond? And those moments don't come around every single day, thankfully. This would be a much more difficult job than it already is. But when they do come around, and because they are so few, they are ever more important. More important that we respond properly, protect ourselves, protect our community, that we respond in a way that represents the best of the best, which is what we are. And when those moments happen, and you go home at the end of that day, and you think back, and you go, you know what, I did it right. I faced that moment head on, and I did what I was supposed to do. I did it right. Those are the moments that make us most proud to wear this badge, without question. And I just want you to know, sir, you did it right. Absolutely did it right.
Bravo! Bravissimo! All right, just to be funny, there's at least one person in this room that are like, they're thinking they're this motherfucker.
Short order with the letter, as well as the ribbon. And would you mind giving this to Officer?
Hold on a second. Look how big this
well
thing
as
is. Look at this guy. He's about as big as the door frame over there.
Ribbon. And would you mind giving this to Officer? Thank you.
I want to hear him talk.
Chief, you want to say a couple words?
Oh, you put me on the
All
spot.
right.
I want to hear Officer Rogers speak, dude.
Yeah, no, so just like Chief said, you know, everything that you're trained, but you're not trained to run into a burning building. You know,
I don't know who this guy is. He's got a white shirt on. Typically, that's a supervisor capacity of some sort. Maybe the fire chief. I don't know.
we are. But like anybody else in here, I know that every one of you are going to do it. Every one of you are out here, and that's what we're out here to do, is save lives and rescue people. And we're going to put our lives on the line no matter what, especially if we know that children are involved, because that takes it to the next level for everybody. And so just want to say thank you for doing that. Not going to tell everybody to do it, because that's what we're there for, but we know that you're going to
The little girl's shy. She's trying to hide behind her brother.
do it. So just be careful.
Fire chief? Yeah, it makes sense. He looks like the chief. His body's shaped like a fire chief. Hey, Joe. Good morning, by the way.
And know that we're coming behind you, and just don't block the street as we come. So, thank you so much, sir. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Hey, I want to just say thank you to everyone.
Hey, man, they're not going to let Mr. Rogers talk at all. He's just sitting there smiling.
But there is another special thing that I want us all to do, because from what I understand, it's a young man's birthday today who's turning 10. 11. I'm sorry, he was 10, now he's 11. And so I think we all need to just tell Charles happy birthday.
Okay, so that's one of the rescued family members. And the cop just said he started at 10. He's like, dude, I mean, the difference between 10 and 11, when you turn 11, it's a big friggin' deal. He's like, no. They look like a nice family, smiling. Minecraft shirts, this is America, man.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Charles. Happy birthday to you.
I don't know what caused the fire. It's a great question, but they did specifically say that the smoke detectors were not working at all. So that's never good news. Sigma says, in reference to what officers' specific legal duties are. When I found out that they're really not liable for protecting us at all, it's just they're there to enforce the law. But thankfully, they're like, oh yeah, but we're going to do it anyways, And it's possible that a lot of these officers aren't even aware of these Supreme Court rulings. They're just doing their job the way they're trained, and their training does tell them to save people. Although, when push comes to the shove and it ends up in a trial, they're not liable. They're not responsible for it. Specifically, just enforcing the law, which to me is a problem. But thankfully, we have, police departments like this department that they understand the assignment. Sigma says, yes, I too follow the docket, and while they are not liable if life is lost, it is an exemplary act of courage and humanity if a law enforcement officer does preserve life, especially if they're sacrificing their safety. We agree 100% on that. Queen Moomin queries, I wonder what caused the fire. I don't know. I wish I could tell you. Oftentimes, fire investigations take at least 10 days, something like that, before they have some kind of rough outline of what occurred. Typically, I mean, a family like that, it could be anything from it could be anything. It could be a candle. It could be anything. Emmy Joe 87, good to see you. It says it's good because he's so young. Usually young cops like that spend so long trying to get ahead in the department and end up stuck in some low level position for a long time. Glad for him too. Yeah, I hopefully, and I'll try to find out if he got a promotion or whatnot. He should have really be compensated for that effort. I mean, it really, most people, maybe most of us would try to do the same thing if we were in that position, but I don't know, man. I've seen examples counter to that. Emmy Joe says, not to mention the obvious racial aspect of it. We need more of this. Yes, I was trying to avoid that, but yeah, true. I mean, that's also an important part of this story, dude. We're all in this together, and we need to understand that better. We're doing a pretty shitty job overall. But look, shining examples of what we can be. Sigma says, this is a great moment for community unity. I agree. Emmy Joe says, not to mention the obvious racial aspect of it, we need more of this to show that that goodwill knows no boundaries. I agree. Tara says, what a heartfelt story. I agree. Look at the little one. What a beautiful family. Yeah, she's smiling and trying to hide. She's bashful. Very awesome. Very cool story. Happy to share that with you. So we're going to switch it up now from one Mr. Rogers to another. Bear with me as I pull this up here. I'm from Pittsburgh. One of my city heroes is Fred Rogers. Not just a character on the TV show, but an actual man that lived in my city and did just about more good than any single man has done. Let's see here. I'm going to pull that up. It says, sadly, we had a little boy lose life a few days ago in a house in Melbourne, Australia. I'm so sorry. That's terrible. It's terrible. I read a story. It was more of a blur, but I saw a story that that there was just a big chunk of land in Australia that's been deemed preserved, which is kind of cool. I noticed a lot of stories coming out of Australia have to do with preserving land, which is it's emboldening, but there's also other stories of people disrespecting the land. Specifically, we just watched a story a few days ago or last week about these Olympic stadiums that are being built for the Olympics in Australia, and the native Aboriginals are like, hey man, this is like our shit. You're welcome, Emmy Joe. So from one Mr. Rogers to another. Give me 1 second while I pull this guy up here. Let me just stop sharing that. Can you guys bear with me for 1 minute as I run to the bathroom and get myself a cup of coffee? I'm just human. I made it 2 hours. It's pretty good. Let me throw in a song for you, and then I have a story about Mr. Rogers. What should I play? See, this is always the problem with me. I can never figure out what to play. Let's see. I know what I'm looking for. Let me see if I can find it. I don't want to listen to Everlast this early. Let's see here. What is the... Hold on 1 second. Give me a second. All right, I know the song I'm looking for now. Give me 1 second. I didn't know the name of it because the name doesn't really match what the lyrics are. And since I started out with a Beatles song, I might as well just go ahead and play the right thing. Actually, I'm going to play this version of it. This is a sweet version. This is a song you'll all recognize. This is performed by Robbie Robertson, another Beatle here, Ringo Starr, Lucas Nelson, which happens to be Willie Nelson's son, and a man named that goes by Mermans Masengo. This song is called The Wait. Take a load off, Annie. Take a load for free. So give me 1 second. I'm going to run to the bathroom and get myself some mo coffee. I recommend that you guys do the same. We have 3 or 4 more stories to get through, so sit tight. Don't run away. The drama will be there after this, I promise. Let me just do the old switcheroo. There it is right there. This song is called The Wait. Good morning, Lacey. Good to see you, dear. Trooper said, look how mama is looking at her son with beautiful smile, sweet love. Yes, dude. We need more examples of that, too. Look at that. A mother that loves her family. We need more of that. That is the moral fiber that makes not just my country great, but makes the world great. In any case, let's not get too cheesy. Take it easy over here. I'll be right back, guys.
Pulled into Nazareth, I was feeling about 8:30. Just need some place where I can lay my head. Hey, mister, can you tell shook my hand, no was all he said. Take a load off Fanny, take a load for free. Take a load off Fanny, put the load right on me. I picked up my bags, went looking for a place to hide. When I saw old Tom and the devil walking side by side, say, hey, come on, let's go downtown. She said, I gotta go, but my friend can stick around. Take a load off Fanny, take a load for free. Take a load off Fanny. Put the load right on me. Go down, Miss Moses. There ain't nothing you can say. It's just so Luke, and Luke's waiting on Judgment Day. Well, Luke, my friend, what about young Annalise? I said, do me a favor, son, won't you stay and keep Annalie company? Take a load off Fanny, take a load for free. Take a load off Fanny. Put the load right on me. Crazy Chester followed me, and he caught me in the fog. He said, I will fix your act if you'll take Jack, my dog. I said, wait a minute, Chester, no, I'm a peaceful man. He said, that's okay, boy, won't you feed him when you can? Take a load off Fanny, take a load for free. Take a load off Fanny. Put the load right on me.
Catch a cannonball now to take me down the line. My bag is sinking low, and I do believe it's time to get back to Miss Fanny. You know she's the only one who sent me here with her regard for everyone.
Take a load off Fanny. Take a load for free. Take a load off Fanny. Right on me.
What a tune, dude. What a tune. It's such a good song. All right. So, like I said, we're going from Officer Rogers to Mr. Fred Rogers, who also did great things in his community. And you know what? His legacy still does provide a sense of positivity and as a point of pride in my city of Pittsburgh. So let me show you this. Mr. Rogers stamp contest. So, I'm going to get my hands on some of these stamps for sure. I'm sure they're going to be big sellers in my city. This is just an article. So for those of you that hate my voice, you're going to have to fucking really white knuckle through this one because I'm going to have to read. Geez, I go to the bathroom and 10 of you leave. Shame on you, you fickle fuckers. All right, let's see here. Let me make this large so we can see it. Love Fred Rogers. Just a great legacy for my city. All right, let me read this to you guys. Mr. Rogers stamp wins USPS contest will now be reissued. Mr. Rogers is heading back to envelopes and mailboxes across America after winning a nationwide stamp contest by a landslide. America got it right. The U.S. Postal Service announced that the 2018 stamp honoring Fred Rogers one is wait. I can read, I swear. The United States Postal Service announced that the 2018 stamp honoring Fred Rogers won its Stamp Encore competition, earning the chance to be reissued as part of the agency's 250th anniversary. I love these nationwide contests like this. I just saw one the other day too. The new mayor of New York City. If you don't know, New York City is doing one of the most incredible, purposeful, important things, and they're going to make childcare. They're expanding the free childcare program, almost quadrupling it in size. And they had a contest for a jingle, and it was a national. Well, actually, it was locals that made submissions, and then you can vote nationally for that. It was really cool. Some of the jingles were admittedly just terrible, but some of them are really, really on point. Anyways. Let's see here. There's Fred, the man, the myth, the legend. More than 500,000 votes were cast during the 10-week contest, with Mr. Rogers stamp finishing over 400,000 or 40,000 votes ahead of its next closest contender. You got no competition, although I don't know who else was in the competition. The reissued Forever stamp, along with the brand new 4-stamp souvenir sheet, featuring additional images from Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. And here's the image of what it's looked like. It looks like he's with King Friday. I can't remember the name of the owl. I can't remember the name of the little lion guy either. I used to know all these characters. But yeah, correct as usual, King Friday. The owl lived in the tree. I remember that. I don't remember this little character. But Wembley? I think one of them is called Wembley. No, Wembley's a Fraggle. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Let me get back to it. The reissued Forever stamp, along with the brand new 4-stamp souvenir sheet, will featuring additional images from Mr. Rogers' neighborhood, debuted at the Boston 2026 World Exposition and will be available nationwide beginning June 1st. That's yesterday. I need to get to the post office. When we issued the Mr. Rogers stamp in 2018, we ordered a print run of some 12 million, the USPS said. USPS executive Isaac Cronkite, great name. Within just weeks, the stamps honoring this humble, soft-spoken man had sold out completely. Hold on one second, guys. Got a kitten scratching at the door to get into the office. All right, sorry about that, guys. All right, let's see here. Where was I? Within just a few weeks, the stamps honoring this humble, soft-spoken man had completely sold out. Boy, and it's tough to find. It's tough to find. The post office is going broke, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I was trying to come up with a clever way to say that. The post office is going broke, so if they have anything that's selling out, of course they want to reissue it. They shouldn't have waited so long, 2018 and now. Anyways, for many Americans, the overwhelming support came as no surprise. For decades, Mr. Rogers welcomed children into his television home with kindness, patience, and empathy. Every episode of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood began with Rogers changing into his trademark cardigan sweater and sneakers before helping young viewers navigate emotions, fears, friendships, and the world around them. At the time when children's television often focused on entertainment alone, Rogers spoke directly to the kids about the difficult subjects like divorce, grief, anger, self-worth, and they should mention racism too. He definitely covered that, always reminding them that they were loved exactly as they were. Although his show allowed him to speak to millions, his gift was communicating in a way that spoke to each child. Cronkite said during the ceremony, he showed tremendous respect and compassion for everyone he knew, and for everyone, and he knew how to nurture the best in all of us. Rogers was also known for personally answering letters from children and families, making mail an important part of the connection to his viewers. Oh, the simpler times when we wrote letters to each other. Fred Rogers considered the space between the television set and the viewer to be holy ground, quote unquote, holy ground. Said Emily, director of the Fred Rogers Institute. The mail children sent to Mr. Rogers and his letters back became an essential extension of that sacred connection. Born in Latrobe, which is also you guys it does you don't care where Latrobe is, but that's where the Rolling Rock beer company is, and that's also I learned how to kickflip in that parking lot. Anyways, born in Latrobe in 1928, Rogers helped redefine educational television and later inspired future generations through programs like Daniel Tiger. Of course, it's Daniel the Tiger. That's what it is. I used to have obviously I was a kid that watched it, so I knew all the characters. There's actually an amusement park around here. I can't remember what it's called, but they have the trolley and the characters from Mr. Rogers. Let's see. Inspired a few generations through programs like Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood, which continues his message of kindness and emotional understanding today. The original stamp features Rogers wearing his iconic red cardigan alongside King Friday the 8th from the neighborhood of Make Believe. The USPS also created executive commemorative products for re-release, including writing kits, stamp pins, and memo pads. Even years after his passing in 2003, Mr. Rogers continues to resonate with millions, a reminder of gentleness, compassion, and kindness never go out of style. And amen. I second that shit. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Summer? Good morning. Let me look at chat really quick. Love Lady Elaine, Prince Tuesday. Yes, Lady Elaine. Yeah, I think I had an awkward crush on Lady Elaine when I was a kid. Anyways, that's for another live stream. Let's see here. What's up? Rolling with my nomies. I love Sigmund, HR Puffin stuff. All great Saturday morning shows. You guys remember Electric Avenue? That's an obscure one that often gets forgotten. That was my jam. It really used to irritate me when people try to drag Mr. Rogers through the meat grinder of innuendo. Yeah, he's just a really good man that did really good things, and even after his death is doing more good things than most people are doing. So we heard all the rumors about him being a Marine Corps sniper in Vietnam, and he had full sleeve tattoos. He never served in the military, dude. Believe me, if he served in the military, every stinking article like I just read would say veteran. They would attribute that to him. That's just made up by crazy people, and that should only really work before the internet. As soon as people were able to Google, is Mr. Rogers a Marine Corps sniper? That conspiracy ended, or conspiracy, whatever you would call it. Summer says, Grand Pierre, Lady Lane, Fairchild, Queen Sarah, Saturday, King Friday. Correct as usual, King Friday. Henrietta, Pussycat. Oh, yes. X the Owl. The owl's name was X. I don't remember that. And Daniel the Striped Tiger. Oh, the memories. I still remember the ding, 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 ding. It said trolley comes through the tunnel. Trooper says, our post office didn't have Christmas stamps during the holidays. I can't hold my breath. I can't hold my breath for these amazing stamps. Well, these guys are out already. No, it wasn't Kennywood. I can't remember the name of it. It was like the knockoff one. I should know this by heart. It's my area. 1 second. It's Idlewild. It's called Idlewild. It's in Westmoreland County. I can't believe I had to Google that. I'm so ashamed of myself. That's how I know I'm getting old, man. I know this stuff. But Idlewild Park, and it's like an amusement park, kind of cheesy, kind of hokey. I'm not gonna lie, but it has a water park and like small rides. It's really geared towards children. There's not much for adults. I mean, the water park's for everybody, but it has a beautiful wave pool. I remember that. Super cool. All right, let me see here. Where are you guys at? Let me get this. Her. Welcome in, Summer. How you doing? Let's see here. I can't believe Summer. Please tell me you Googled that. Kennywood is my main amusement park. If you guys know, I did a stream there a couple months ago. Sigma. Oh no, I'm down to hang out with the peeps that at Make Believe Land. No. Again, it's Idlewild Park, Captain Kangaroo, and Electric Avenue. Yes, dude, I love that show. That shit was so tripped out. Like now, if you go back and look at clips of that, it's like, what were? And the same thing with the Romper Room. What was the Romper Room, dude? That was like almost psychedelic. It shouldn't have. I mean, so weird, kind of cool, but also very weird. All right, so that's that. Go get yourself some Mr. Rogers stamps. Post office, if you see me, hook your boy up with some free stamps. Maybe I'll go get some. I just ordered a batch of new patches from the Artemis, so I got patches, and I ordered, and I don't know what's going on. It looks like my package is stuck somewhere in Italy, but I ordered the Hot Priest calendars. I got 5 of those. I got 5 more Artemis patches from the space program. It's a really cool patch, unique than most patches too, because it's reversible. Anyways, and I'm going to get some of these stamps too. So for my giveaways, I'm going to be trying to cater the giveaways more custom to what I'm up to over here. So I guess not everybody wants a Hot Priest calendar, but I know some of you women do. I know my audience. I check my analytics. Speaking of analytics, about 30% of the people that watch each of my live streams are not subscribed to me. Like, what the heck is that about, man? Like, hook your boy up, man. Subscribe to the channel. You don't even have to like me. Just understand that I tell you the truth. All right, let's see. So there's one other thing. This is less lighthearted, but there are sonic booms being heard around the country. Meteors coming. Let's see. Lacey said, was there one called Mr. Good Body and Mr. Green Jeans or something? I don't remember. I think part of my brain forgets a lot of Electric Avenue just to protect myself because it was so tripped out. But I'll look. I can't remember. I can't remember any of the characters. I do remember the old, like, white. Old. He's probably fucking 30, but I was a kid. The host, not the host, but one of the main characters in it. Anywho, I'm going to move on to another story here. I'm going to always try to sprinkle in these positive stories, man, because I think it's better to start your day with at least some positivity, even if you have to cover something tragic. We got to find some way to be positive. You start your day in a mud puddle. Guess what, dude? You stay in that mud puddle most of the day. At least I do. It sets the tone for your day. So that's part of the intention of going live so early in the morning for me. So bear with me as I pull this other article up here. So from one Mr. Rogers to another. Let's see here. Now this one's tripped out. This is, I don't know. I'd love to hear what you guys think about this. It seems like there's an anomalous, like an abnormal amount of sonic booms happening all over the country. Did I save it to watch later? I got to get more organized with this stuff, man. I really do. And it's not for trying. It's not for not trying. Let's see. I know I watched it already, so let me just dig in my history like a damn amateur over here. Sorry, guys. Bear with me. I got to get better at my playlist management. I got to clean out all the old crap. And if you haven't seen it yet, go check out the Ken Burns Revolution, the American Revolution documentary. I watched part 1 last night. So good, dude. Playlists. Did I save it to watch later? Am I just losing my mind? Let's see. Hold up. Yeah, I didn't save it. Oh well, give me a second, I'll find it. Sonic booms heard around the country, and there's some footage of like dogs ducking out when it happens too. Okay, perfect. I found it. Awesome. Give me 1 second. Let me pull it up here. This is NBC News. I found myself going down the rabbit hole of that David case as well. I didn't want to. So just fuck, dude. Does SF Investigates have to get into everything, dude? Like, it's so annoying, man. Like, what the hell? Who is this guy? Mr. Goodbody had his body parts on his outfit. I think I do remember that. Kara says, oh, cool. You're covering the Sonic Boom. I saw a thumbnail from my news in the algorithm. Yeah, this shit's trippy. Let me pull it up for you. I haven't witnessed any of this in my area, but I mean, I'd almost say that it seems too weird to be true. But I mean, here's videos of these poor little pups ducking up.
Tonight, there's a loud earth-shaking.
Hold on.
Tonight, there's a loud, earth-shaking mystery swirling over South Carolina.
You heard everything rumble. What's going on?
Around 5:30 yesterday evening, hundreds of reports came in about that thunderous boom. From rural communities to the state capitol. Watch pets go.
Yeah, I mean, dogs know. They're like, what the fuck is going on here? You're a much better filing cabinet. I'm a much better filing cabinet. Which case? The David case. The Celeste Rivas. I don't want to say her name wrong. The young girl that was had her life taken by some fucking Twitch musician. I don't know, dude. That guy can burn in hell. But I started watching Rotten Mango. I'm not too familiar with her, but man, if you guys don't know who this lady is, do yourself a favor. It takes a lot, man, because I consume a lot of content, man. I watch a lot of stuff. If you hook me in the first couple of minutes and like I can't stop watching, then you're really doing something different. I mean, she's amazing, and she has a I don't want to say co-host, but it seems more casual than that. There's a guy sitting off camera, and she does this really slick thing. It seems organic, but I guarantee it's scripted. It doesn't matter because it's so well executed that she's like, he'll say, well, wait a minute. It doesn't, she'll give, a bit of narrative, and then he'll say, well, so you're trying to say that this, and this, and then she's like, yes, but it's like a perfect way to run a podcast, man. So impressive. I can't tell you what her numbers are like, but they're probably true to roof. They're probably true to roof. Uh-oh. Every once in a while you get a comment. You just got to look and see what's so. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, never mind. Back to business here. What's up, Marie? Have a good day, Lemonade in chat. Are you leaving? The first time I saw you. I mean, you just came in to say, Marie just came in to say goodbye. I've been watching Down the Rabbit Hole coverage of the Celeste case. I haven't watched any of that. I should. I have nothing but love for Down the Rabbit Hole news. I used to be, an active participant in our community for over a year. When all this stuff went down with the drama and the doxing me from QB, and she supports QB in some way, she doesn't. I mean, I don't know if she does or not, but I mean that she's not worried about what I'm up to or what anybody's up to. She does her own thing. But I had to stop hanging out over there because there's so many people. I became a distraction. I would come in and say hello, whether it be a Cash App or just saying hello, and people were like, "Oh, that guy's here," and it's not like I don't want to be a distraction. It's the same reason I stopped watching Ick and Mel. Although I think I have other reasons now. Anyways, that's neither here nor there.
Scrambling. This airport hangar's walls rattle. Multiple cameras visibly shaking too.
Yeah, I'm sure you're going to start getting multiple 911 calls, but we had some type of, not sure if it was an earthquake or something.
The U.S. Geological Survey says this was not
some type of, I don't know.
not an earthquake. NASA says it was not caused by one of its launches. The space agency ruling out a meteor, too. So what could it be? The U.S. Geological Survey says the recorded waves and eyewitness reports are consistent with a sonic boom. That's when an object like a fighter jet travels faster than the speed of sound, around 760 miles per hour or faster. The sudden spike and drop in pressure sounds like a boom. A nearby Air Force base.
Oh man, this guy looks like he's AI, man. Is this guy AI? Tara says, I mostly watch and rarely chat. I appreciate you either way. If you feel like chiming in, please do. Sometimes I just sit back and listen too, sneaking in, and we'll try to lurk when possible. Roger that.
Told our affiliate WIS nothing reported there would have caused the boom. We reached out to local law enforcement, but so far, no answer on the cause. Tom, we thank you for...
I mean, how would you expect local law enforcement to be able to know what the fucking sonic boom in the sky is? That's ridiculous. Seems strange. So that's going on. I'm following that. But it's not just happening, like they mentioned the Carolinas. It's happening in D.C. and Ohio. It's very strange. I find it kind of interesting. We're at 2 hours and 36 minutes. Man, we're right on schedule, dude. It's almost like I've done this before. All right, there's a couple more things I want to show you. So now I'm going to end. The last half hour is going to be nothing but positive stories, because I want you to walk away from this, with some pep in your step, some hope in your heart, so to speak. And no, I'm not always a burst of sunshine, but I'd like to be. So at least in the mornings, I'm going to attempt to be, and hopefully that carries on. We can carry some of that through our day, like a little ember in our pocket, if you will. So I'm going to go back to yet another positive story. Give me a second to pull it up here. A couple, animal stories are always fun for me. Okay, so the first one is this dude. Wait till you get a load of this dude. We all know we're grappling with the gas prices, man. This guy's like, you know what? I'm going to put my pride in my pocket, and I'm going to save myself a bunch of money because gas is so expensive. Wait till you get a load of this guy. Good old American ingenuity. I love this guy. It's so cool. I mean, I got to get better at organizing my stuff, man. I really do. So bear with me. Please hit the thumbs up. Thank you, Duncan, for the Cash App. Duncan says, these morning shows are my favorite. Well, Duncan, are you in my chat or are you just listening? In any case, thank you so much for dropping video on it. I'm working on putting all the details together for a story of almost nationwide drugstore burglary ring. You heard me right. The pill addicts are organizing. It's crazy. All right, let me see here. Bear with me. Marilyn Monroe would have turned 100 years yesterday, for those of you interested in that. Let me see. Now, here he is. My man. Shout out Georgia. You make some interesting folks. I tell you that much. This guy, I really like this. And he's fucking smiling the whole time. Would you do this? Here's a better question. Would you allow your husband to do this? If you loved him, you would. All right, check this out. This is good. This shit made me smile the whole time I was watching it. Man, look at this guy. And if you didn't get a chance to see the Oscar Mayer Weenie 500, man, you got to do that was some of the best, maybe the best use of 28 minutes I've had in a long time. It's over here. I reviewed some of it the other day. The double entendres coming from the announcers was just, it made it perfect. Anyways, high gas prices drive Georgia man to create mini car costing about $3 to fill up. Now, you couldn't get away with this in my city. There would be an accident. But if you live in a slower paced place, maybe some place that's not a highway,
It's a Barbie camper of sorts designed by the guy driving it there, 30-year-old Molly Hightower, a handyman not far from Atlanta. He says he started with a go-kart base and the engine from an old power washer, and what he got is maybe the ultimate answer to higher gas prices.
Gas is getting too high, so I gotta.
Now this guy, you know, I would say if you're a terrible person and you're trying to redeem yourself and you just happen to have a golf cart, maybe send this guy your golf cart. It seems like he's out there working and trying to make the world a better place. He would find a better use for it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying.
Do what I can. I can't do the my regular cars. I got to do my little mini cars. So if I can get $1 on pump 6, thank you.
Yes, $1. That little mini car, as he calls it, cost all of $3 to fill up entirely, compared to about $60 for his.
In case you don't know it, these are the guys that become grandfathers that pay for their grandchildren's college tuition because they know how to handle their money. They don't need an accountant. They know what they're doing. It's beautiful.
Real car, a minivan. And while he can't pick up the kids in the mini car, he did install a rack for groceries. And as long as he stays off the highway, he says the local cops have been understanding. Oh, and yes, he says this is for real.
Gas has always been an issue. It go up, it goes down, things like that. But this time is when I'm actually starting to feel it.
And there it is. Maybe not the...
Marie, your negativity sometimes, it's just too much for me. It is. It really is. Yeah, Marie calls me grumpy every day. I'm not grumpy. Maybe sometimes I just don't want to respond to you. Anyways, shout out that guy. What a genius. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and show you a couple more quick stories. Like I said, I'd like to keep this to 3 hours, and we are at 2 hours and 41 minutes. Your boy's right on schedule. Dinner with Sunshine. I mean, that's my Gmail account. You know what I'm saying? You do know what I'm saying. All right, let's see here. Let me get one more of these stories for you. Have you ever made a friend with a crow? I haven't, but I've heard these stories my whole life, and your boy's fucking envious, man. I want a crow friend. I really do. I actually actively am pursuing crow friendship as we speak. But check out this lady. This lady's a rock star, by the way. Here we go. Woman who helped rescue an injured crow is now receiving unexpected gifts from the sky. This is so fucking cool. I think there's a video. Yes, I'm going to show you the video because if I read the article and then show the video, it's just it basically transcribes. Anyways, it don't matter. All right, so this is from yesterday. Oh, this is from yesterday. Also, The Crow is one of my favorite movies, that and Goonies. If I'm in a bad mood, I put Goonies on, it refocuses me. I don't know if that means there's something wrong with me or if that's a normal thing, but it does. Helps me center my chi to be, not grumpy. Let's see. Woman who rescued injured crow. Okay, here it goes. Check out this lady. We need more people like her in our neighborhood too.
Well, there's just one crow here now. Leah Wilson will never forget the day the sky was full of them.
The crows were dive bombing over here and circling this house.
A crow was stuck in an eaves trough, Leah was told, but nobody had a ladder long enough to save it.
So I was really distressed and knew I had to do something.
So, after noticing a fire truck parked a couple blocks...
I used to have this great hoodie. It was like, I think it was a Birdhouse Skateboard Company. I can't remember. It was a skateboard company, but it had... on the back, it had like a telephone line with two crows sitting on top of it, and underneath it said "attempted murder." It was it's just funny. Crows are okay when solo. Together in a murder they are evil. I don't know if they're evil. Lost slowly. I was stationed in 29 Palms, and the crows that are. I mean, these things. Whenever a crow turns into a raven, these things were so big they can rip a fucking tire off a car. And they would just tear up because it's desert out there. So they're scavengers. They would just rip a whole dumpster. If you didn't secure the dumpsters, man, they would just rip every bit of content out of there and all over the ground. It was the craziest thing. I know this because I was not the highest ranking Marine. So whenever people had to go clean shit, they were like, hey, you, hey, you over there. It's time to go clean shit. And, sometimes I had to.
blocks away, Leah raced over to ask for help.
And I was like, hey, you look like you want to save a crow today.
The firefighters agreed and rescued the crow.
Firefighters that were so gracious and wonderful. Just, my heart was so full.
Leah
This woman looks like Kelly Clarkson's stunt double, though. Let's keep it real. Look at the injured crow.
drove the injured bird to the animal rehabilitation.
I don't think that crows are evil. I've never had any beef with them. Like I said, I'm actively pursuing a friendship with the crow. If you know any, send them my way.
Center, and in her car, the pair connected.
He latched onto my finger and held on, and that was life-changing.
Leah didn't know exactly how life-changing until a few days later, when she was told the injured bird had been released back into the wild.
When I was going for my walk with my dog, a crow flew down and dropped this beautiful feather bundle at my feet.
And it definitely.
Lost Lily sticking to her gun. She said, research it. They get really bad. I have experienced it. You know, I'm not sure if I'm a research type of guy, but I'll look it up. I try to avoid words like research. I also try to avoid things like saying, I covered that story. It's like, what? Covered it? What am I, hat? But no, I'll definitely look. I'll look it up. I've heard these stories before, but remember, they're just scavengers. They're just trying to survive, just like every other animal on Earth.
It didn't feel like a fluke.
I was like, wow, this crow gave me a thank you gift.
And that was just the start. Since then, Leah, who's Métis, has received all these items crows have left for her with gratitude.
It's ridiculous, the memories that crow have. Like they'll remember your face and you know. And if they don't like you, now I know this to be true. If you do a crow dirty, they're not going to forget that. They will F with you. So maybe Lost Lily, the crows that gave you a hard time perceived you as somebody that was doing something wrong.
I grew up with understanding the importance of having a relationship with the natural world. Hello, sweetie.
So now, whenever Leah and her dog go for a walk,
How are ya?
all sorts of crows join them.
Oh, it feels so good. It's like visiting my friends every morning, and I just know they're going to be there.
Dude, I want to live that life. I want to go out and have the crows gather. Dude, that's the coolest shit in the world. That's the coolest shit in the world, man.
And that includes the crows she saved,
That's him. That's the star of the show.
who she can easily recognize by the band he got on his leg after being rehabilitated,
He's the highlight of my day.
who, thanks to the efforts of the whole community, Leah says, both the people and the birds, appears to be thriving.
When we are aware of what's happening around us, there's so much potential to come together and beautiful things happen.
Adam Sawatsky, CTV News.
Sorry, I was muted. Lily says, Lost Lily says, no, I haven't done anything wrong. No, I wasn't making accusations. Sometimes I have resting bitch voice and it sounds like I'm being accusatory. I was joking. But it could be just something as simple as moving your garbage can from where you used to keep it. And they're like, this bitch is taking away my snacks. Tara says, good memories. Fun fact, the crow comes in 6th in the world's smartest animals. Yes, I learned of this years ago, and it's they recognize us, like they'll remember you. And also, if you help them, obviously, like in this case, if you help them, they also remember being helped, and they're grateful for it. All right, so I'm gonna get rid of that, and I just have one more story to share with you. Bear with me as I pull it up. Where is it at? Okay, this story, I'm gonna talk about this one tomorrow. But this Australian billionaire donates $10 million to turn 17,000 acres into a wildlife sanctuary in Australia. Listen, we need to see more of this. We need to see more of this in the world. Let me scoot. Where's it at here? Okay, actually, there's a couple things I want to show you. This isn't the last thing, but this is one thing. This is for, nothing but love for my fellow military service members, veterans, active, those who are still serving today, and those that served in the past. And this includes POWs and MIA. We can't forget about them. We have to honor them. I want to show you a tradition that I've been familiar with since roughly 1996 when I joined the Marines, because I witnessed this, and they really instilled into us how important it is not to. There are still men in Vietnam that have never come home. These men, some of them went, lost their mind, for lack of better words, and just went rogue, left their units, found a wife, and built a fucking house in the jungle. Now we're obligated, in their organizations, that go out there, make contact with these men, ask them, do you want to come home? And then some of them say no, and they're under no obligation to come home. The government stopped pursuing abandonment charges on these service members. Thank God. I mean, listen, I don't believe in the draft. What do you expect if you force someone to do something that they don't want to do? It seems like a bad deal to me. In any case, every couple of years, these organizations go back and they check in on these people to make sure that they're doing good. So there are still POWs and or people that lost their life as POWs, and still people missing in action. I'm not going to give you a number because it's difficult to get exact numbers. And I mean, the Pentagon offers numbers, but you know how that goes. But I do want to share this with you because it's a distinct possibility. As an American, you may see this, and I don't want you to fuck it up. I don't want you to sit down in this table and make an ass of yourself if you see this somewhere. So let me present this quickly. And I've never seen it in Arby's, like in the case I'm about to show you. But it is. So check it out. I'll read this to you again. If you hate my voice, it's going to be a rough day. Let's see. People thought this Arby's had a random fancy table. Then veterans explained its powerful meaning. A customer noticed a single fine dining table sitting inside a local Arby's and wondered why it was there. You can see that. Looks odd for an Arby's, right? It is. I've never seen this in an Arby's, but it is, it pulls at my heartstrings to see this. So just you can see those terrible Arby's chairs. But have a look at that. If you ever walk into a restaurant, sometimes you'll see this in someone's foyer in their home. If they're military families, you'll see this. Holidays, you'll see this table. At the Marine Corps Ball, you'll see one of these tables. Yeah. Listen, you can actually set one of these tables up at your family functions as well. Once you understand what this is, you may want to. But veterans quickly recognized it. It's called a POW-MIA Remembrance Table, military tradition honoring prisoners of war and service members who never made it home. And every item on the table carries meaning. This table, set for one, is small, symbolizing the frailty of one soldier, sailor, Marine, or airman alone. The cloth is white, symbolizing the purity of their motives and answering the call to serve. A single red rose, displayed in a vase, reminds us of the blood that many have shed and sacrificed to ensure our freedoms and way of lives. The red ribbon symbolizes our continued determination to account for our missing. The yellow ribbon represents the yellow ribbons worn by thousands who demand with unwavering determination a proper accounting of those who are not amongst us tonight. A slice of lemon reminds us of their bitter fate, captured and missing in a foreign land. The lemon had to get in there, right? Anyways, a pinch of salt symbolizes the tears of our missing and their families who long for answers after decades of uncertainty. The lighted candle reflects our hope for their return. The glass, inverted, symbolizes their inability to share a toast. The chair is empty. They will not be dining with us tonight. Many military banquets have these tables, but seeing one quietly placed in a fast food restaurant touched people deeply. A simple table, a powerful reminder of heroes that heroes are never forgotten. And I'll just show you again what that looks like. Simple. Soaked in symbology. Soaked in tradition, and just incredible. You may see oftentimes that service member homes, if it's a military family, they'll have a setting at the table, or have a small table like this set aside. And I've seen just like an abridged version of it, where it was just the yellow ribbon tied atop the glass that's inverted. Just a simplified version of this. But I love tradition and I love this kind of stuff. So hey, if you see this somewhere, don't go and sit there and act like a jerk. In fact, don't even touch it, man. Don't even touch it. I'm happy I can share that with you. I'm sure some of you are familiar with this. But if you weren't when you woke up, you are now. I just have one more story for you guys, and that's it. There's nothing else to offer in that way. I don't think. Yeah, that's that. Okay. You stop sharing that. Quickly look at chat. Chat Terror says philanthropy. Yes, indeed. A Sigma says, oh, what's going on here? What's going on here? Well, that took way too long for my avatar to pop back up. It's like a whole 8-second delay. That's weird as shit. Sigma says the crows used to hang out in a clearing on the greenway behind my house in North Carolina. And one asked, "Man, you've been to New York and the Carolinas. You're traveling, man." Let's see. And when asked, my husband used to say, "You know what? I keep calling you a dude just because your name. It's fucking my head up. I'm not trying to misgender you. I swear to God." And when asked, my husband used to say he saw the boys drinking brandy and smoking cigars. That's funny. Let's see. At meetings, we put a lone chair at the front of the room for fallen addicts to remember them, as well as our own fragile strength. I've never seen that. I go to a meeting almost every single day. I've never seen that. It's not a bad idea. It's quite a tradition. I just want everyone to know. And listen, you don't have to be a military veteran to honor this and set this up in your home. I mean, it is just to honor those that didn't make it home. Apocalypse Now was a great movie. Oh, one of the best, dude. One of the best. No question about it. And scary too, like in a different kind of way. All right, I just have one more story and then we're going to cut out of here for the day. We will be back this afternoon for some drama. I won't be screen sniping anyone during the day today. I am headed back to the YMCA to get a couple more miles of swim in, and then I got some business to handle. So I won't be doing 3 live streams today like I did yesterday. Actually, you won't see that too often from me. I'm glad I did pop up for that screen snipe session. Home run. Thanks everybody that took part in that too. It was fun. I'm still getting emails. All right, so where's it at? There's one more story I wanted to share. Where the hell is it at? Dag snabbit. This. Okay, and I am going to say too, I'm getting emails. God, this is a really rough shit, man. Mr. and Mrs. E lost their son, so I don't know what to say at a time like this. What a terrible loss. My heart's with them. I'm not sure if you guys watch their channel. I can't say that I do. I'm slightly familiar with them. No parent should outlive their child. So any way you can, go show them some support today after this live stream. Or if you don't want to do that, just at least be respectful when other people discuss it. It's a terrible loss. I wish I knew more of the details. I'm not much of a viewer of their stuff. In fact, I don't watch very much true crime stuff anymore. I got turned off of it a couple of years ago when I realized that the people that are pretending to care oftentimes are just capitalizing and trying to make money off of other people's pain. I'm not being accusatory towards the E's in that way. No. That's just, I'm explaining why I don't watch them. I don't watch too much true crime because it's difficult for me to determine who's genuine and who's doing it for authentic reasons and who's just trying to pay their mortgage. But they seem genuine to me. They can complete sentences and they seem at least intelligent a little bit. So none of that's relevant at a time like this. we have to support people like that. So whatever you can do, I'm not sure if they're in need of anything, but do go over to their channel and let them know that you give a fuck if you do. And if you have resources that they can utilize, I don't know what they need. I don't know their financial situation. I don't know anything. I do know that a parent should never outlive their child. It's simply unnatural. So this story here does have to do with child cancer. Also fuck cancer. As many of you know, I just lost my dad not long ago to cancer. Diagnosed him with pneumonia. Sent him home, diagnosed him with pneumonia, sent him home. Finally, hey, this can't be pneumonia. None of these treatments are working. Oh yes, it's the 9-inch tumor in your lung. I don't know how the doctors didn't find it. I did have a brief moment of feeling like Mangione, but I reined that in, and I just have to be thankful for the time that I had to spend with my dad in this worldly life. But let there be no doubt about it. Fuck cancer. Every year we're closer to, researchers are doing everything they can to come up with ways to treat, ways to cure, hopefully, is ultimately the goal. In any case, check this out. This is about a great teacher that stood by one of her students in the most trying times. Now this story is about a week old, so it's not exactly breaking news, but it's definitely something we should have a look at. And we'll end with this positive story here. I'm going to read this article and I'm going to show the video because this is a really cool story. And what a cute little kid, dude. Oh my God. All right, here, I'll pull it up for you. And thanks everybody for being here. We're going to do this every morning. We just reached our 3 hours. I don't want to hold you guys too long. So the way I see it, I'm going to be live 6 hours a day. That seems like a lot, but I break it up 3 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, 2 completely different agendas. So if you like the new stuff, we'll be here at 7. If you want to hear me clap around in the drama world, then be here at 5 o'clock. If you like them both, then you're my people. People are like, you can't do this and do drama. Well, I'm going to just say it like this. Yes, I can. And I recommend that you have people in your existence that are capable of doing more than one thing. You know, get yourself a man that can do both is what I say. What's up, flight attendant? It's good to see you. Morning, Lemon Loves. Beautiful morning in SLC. Ready to head out for a long day of work, listening and getting ready. You know, every time you come in the chat, I'm just like, I want to travel. I want to get on a plane. I was watching these YouTubers in Vegas, and that was even making me envious. I was like, I need to get somewhere. I think I'm going to go down to New Orleans, even though it's going to be humid by the time I make it down there. I don't care. I like to go in the off season. I don't want to go during Mardi Gras. The Jazz Festival is a better time to be there. If you don't know, now you know. But I want to go in the off season just to see what the locals are up to, man. I've romanticized New Orleans in my head to the point where I have to get there, and I have to temper that so I'm not disappointed. But I love music. I love culture. I'm going to see the cemeteries. You know, I want to see it all. Let's see, Sinner, if you ever get a chance, check out Dr. Charlie Teo. He's a great Australian brain surgeon who was ostracized by the medical community because he took risk to save his patients. I'm writing that down. Hey, you know what? I like the name Charlie. Charlie Teo. Thank you. I will look that up. Big fan of risk takers, as you can imagine. All right, Tara says, Sinner. Oh, I just read that one. Okay, so we'll finish up with this story. This will be our last one. And if I wasn't clear enough, like all capital letters, fuck cancer. Okay? Okay. I think many of us agree with that. Let's see here. And let's go. Doctors found a 20-pound tumor. Her teacher refused to let her fight alone. Man, this little girl looks like she only weighs 65 pounds, man. Anyways, when 7-year-old Kalani Jennings was diagnosed with rare aggressive cancer, one teacher made sure she never had to face the battle feeling forgotten. While Kalani Kaylani endured surgeries and months of chemotherapy. Her music teacher stepped in with a simple mission: remind her student that the entire community was still singing behind her. And there she is with her applesauce, her ginger ale. Awesome. I don't know how. Oh, dude, it's heartbreaking to see little kids smile through such an agonizing experience. This is the wonderful thing about being innocent. You don't realize, you don't know that you could lose your life. It just hurts, and you want it to stop hurting. It's so sad. Anyways, Kalani of Blackstone, Virginia, was diagnosed last fall with embryonal sarcoma. There's so many different types of cancer. I can't say I've heard of that. Embryonal sarcoma. After doctors discovered a 20-pound tumor on her liver. The young girl spent much of the school year away from the classmates while receiving treatment at Children's Hospital of Richmond at BCU. But even from miles away, Kalani remained part of her classroom thanks to her music teacher, Dominique Kaiser. Dominique, I've never heard that name before. I knew right away that I wanted to be able to support her as her music teacher in whatever capacity I could, Kaiser said. After learning of the diagnosis, Kaiser stayed in close contact with the family throughout Kalani's treatment. Kaylani. I want to say Kalani. It sounds like I'm saying colonic. I don't want to do that. Kaylani. She put together care packages, made road trips to Richmond to visit her student, and worked to keep Kaylani connected to her classmates during the long months away from school. For Kalani's mother, Latoya Jennings, those acts of kindness meant more than words could express. When she reached out to me and was like, I want to include her, it made me feel like we weren't alone, Latoya said. That people were thinking of us and praying for us. Sometimes, it makes a huge difference, dude. It makes all the difference. But what Kaiser did last month is something the Jennings family will never forget. Wanting Kaylani to feel the love of her school community in a bigger way, Kaiser and students at Blackstone Primary School dedicated their spring concert to the brave 7-year-old. During the performance, students sang "Rise Up" by Andra Day, a powerful tribute to a little girl fighting through the toughest season of her life. All right, let me write. Maybe we can play out with that song. How about that? Tie it all together here. Rise Up. I don't know this song, but if I can find it, I'll play it. That'll be our outro song for today. Andra Day. Maybe I can find them singing it. That would be even cooler. Okay, let's see. A powerful tribute to a little girl fighting through the toughest season of her life. Kaylani joined virtually from home, waving a scarf to the rhythm of the music of her classmates performed in her honor. Kaiser said, making sure every child feels seen and included is one of the most important parts of being a teacher. If I were in her shoes, I would want to be included, and I would want to know that my school still cares about me, she said. This month, Kaylani officially rang the bell. That's such great news. Rang the bell, marking the end of her cancer treatment. Although she won't return to school until fall because of her immune system. Yeah, if you don't know, most of you know, we're all grown-ups here. We've all been affected by cancer. Chemotherapy deteriorates your immune system, so it takes a long time to build that back up. So people will ring the bell and then get some kind of weird infection, or just a normal cold will put them out for a couple months. So she can't be around the classmates just yet, but look at that look on her face. Happiness and determination. That's what I'm talking about. Although she won't return to school, I already read that. When she does walk back into the music classroom, she'll know something powerful. Even in the middle of her hardest battle, her teacher never stopped showing up for her. And let's just play this. This is not on YouTube. It's an internal video, so hopefully it won't be pop-up central, but let's see. This is an ad. There's nothing I can do. I can mute it. Excuse me. That's the thing. I watch videos off of YouTube. Hold on. Oh.
How slow. music goes.
Moving
Faster we go fast.
and shaking is the norm inside Miss Kaiser's music class at Blackstone Primary. These four walls are a safe and fun space for students to shake off their worries.
I get to express my feelings in the songs. I do.
And hone their vocals.
It teaches me how to sing and how to get better at playing music.
There's a certain showgirls art and memorabilia present for every practice and performance.
Taylor Swift for music.
We love her. The intention is to bring joy to all of my students and to bring joy through music.
But one of Taylor's biggest fans is temporarily missing from this classroom.
Shake it off. Shake it off.
7-year-old Kalani Jennings is a proud Swiftie.
I miss this new girl for
She loves music. It's like a source of therapy for her.
Singing and dancing help bring her joy.
When she's feeling kind of sad, feeling down or whatever, she listens to Shake It Off a lot.
And it's fitting because this fearless little girl is fighting one of life's toughest battles.
My daughter's going to be sick forever.
At the start of the school year, Kalani was experiencing unbearable pain on her right side. Her mom took her to the Children's Hospital of Richmond at VCU, where in October she was diagnosed with a large cancerous tumor on her liver.
There was an embryonal sarcoma, which is very rare. And because of sarcoma, we had to move fast because sarcoma spread quickly.
Doctors removed the 20-pound tumor from her little body.
It just hurt it.
And she's gone through months of inpatient chemotherapy.
Mix that one back out. Oh no!
Because her cancer is rare, the Children's Hospital also have been collaborating with hospitals nationwide.
Kalani has spent most of this school year away from her small town and without her friends and classmates.
People used to call and check on me to see how I was feeling.
The outpouring of love and support from everyone has meant so much.
But she hasn't been forgotten inside Miss Kaiser's music class.
I've missed her a lot.
I was overcome with emotion and feeling when I heard about her diagnosis, and I knew right away that I wanted to be able to support her as her music teacher in whatever capacity that I could.
Her beloved teacher has put together care packages for Kalani and made trips to Richmond to visit.
And we would play instruments and sing.
But what Miss Kaiser did last month is something the Jennings family will never forget.
On Wednesday, she finished what we hope will be her last chemo treatment.
Blackstone Primary's spring concert was dedicated to this brave child
Today, we're gonna rise like this.
and her fight against cancer.
I was full of cry.
I mean, how cool is that, dude? Come on. Oops. Sorry.
It meant everything. When she reached out to me, it was like, I want to include her. It made me feel like we weren't alone and that people were thinking of us and praying for us.
If I were in her shoes, that I would want to be included and I would want to know that my school still cares about me. And that's very important to me, that all of my students, regardless of ability or language or any other barrier, that they're included.
Kalani even made a virtual appearance, showcasing how she's risen up against every treatment and obstacle.
She's doing big girl things, handling this diagnosis and coming through the champ that she is.
While Kalani's immune system won't allow her to return to school this spring,
Her classmates, all of her teachers, we miss her, we love her, and we hope that she feels that support from us.
Miss Kaiser and this class are looking forward to welcoming her back for a live performance this fall.
It would be nice to have her back so whenever we go outside and we get to go onto the playground, we can get back to playing ice cream shop.
But for now, Kalani is going to keep lifting her voice and standing up to cancer.
Shake it off.
I mean, I tell you what, man. Taylor Swift should just run for president already, dude. She's her own country. It's crazy. I'd vote for her. I'd vote for her. Taylor Swift for president. Bruce Springsteen as the vice president. Man, let's go. That's the ticket. Thank you so much, DJW, for the laughing disco ball. I don't know if you're laughing with me or at me, but I do appreciate it. I didn't realize it. Well, I guess I did, but that's like some form of donation to the channel. I don't know how some of this stuff works, but thank you so much. It's new. It's a new thing, so I don't know exactly what it is, but I appreciate it, DJW. I understand it all adds up. And also, who calls themselves Sam's Club? In any case, Sam's Club. Awkward name, but thank you so much for the $20 cash app. I appreciate that. Dropping 20 on it. Dropping 20 on it. So that's what I've got for you today, man. Some positive news. We'll talk this shit tonight. I think it's important to see examples. Oftentimes in this niche community that we're in, or sector, or whatever you want to call it, we only see examples of like bad officers that F up. And we only see examples of teachers that are doing something they shouldn't do. For every one of those, there's tens of thousands of examples of people doing the right thing that actually give a shit. So maybe sometimes we're putting the shine on the wrong thing. We're paying attention to the wrong thing. I really believe that to be true. But that's what I got for you today. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. I'll see you at 5 p.m. right back here on this channel. Completely different vibe. So like I said, get yourself a man that could do both. I could probably do one other. I could probably do 3 things if I needed to. But I'm gonna keep the 2 for right now. I appreciate you guys being here. Looks like somebody must have gone live with some drama because half my audience left. All good. We're still growing here. Consider becoming a member. The goal is to have 5,000 subscribers by the 4th of July. I know it's a lofty goal, but that's what your boy does. He sets goals. Sometimes you reach them, and sometimes you just have to deal with not reaching them. I'm going to reach them, though. Tara says, was a great live stream. Oh, I'm glad you liked it. And this universe is so crazy. I quickly looked up Andra Day, the song Rise Up, which they referenced in this, and then I'm just going to show you what I found. I mean, you can't write this shit, dude. This makes me think that everything happens for a reason. All right, so I pulled up Creator Studio Music, and I just type in Andrea Day. You see on the upper right-hand corner, Andra Day, Rise Up. Okay, nothing strange yet. But the second version of the song, it's the Mr. Rogers remix. I mean, come on, dude. Tell me this universe isn't connected. None of this is planned. Have a great day, everyone. Take care of yourselves and take your time doing it. And once you do that, take care of other people. It's really that simple. I'll see you at 5 o'clock tonight. Thanks for being here. Sinner out.
Broken down and tired of living life on the merry-go-round, and you can't find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out. Move mountains, we gon' walk it out and move mountains. And
Hey, really, you guys, take a minute to go over and support Mr. and Mrs. E if you're able to. it doesn't matter if you like their true crime coverage. Some things are just way more important than that, man. Go show them some love. That's what communities do, you know?
You're broken down and tired of living life on the merry-go-round, and you can't find a